Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex here at Blanchard, America, your location. Blanchard jumping out to a quick 6-0 lead over 5A Guthrie. That was capped off by a short yardage pass to Brayson Carter, and Brayson did the rest of the work on his feet. Carson, I will toss it to you.
Yeah, Lions kick off now. Ball is caught about just at the 18-yard line. Guthrie returner is going to get hit hard by Braxton Reekin, number 33. So Guthrie is going to start their second drive of the game with the ball on their own 24-yard line.
Once again, just want to thank everyone for bearing with us through these technical difficulties. Guthrie brings the house with them in terms of computers, so I think we're just having a couple management issues up here, but we should be good to go here with about 9 minutes left to go in the first. Really great second offensive performance there in that drive by the Lions. Let's see if the defense can respond as great as they did in that first drive, Carson.
Yeah, so we're going to see a lot of run from Guthrie tonight. They're really run heavy. They want to get that established. As we can see here with two tight end sets to the right side. Quarterback's going to fake it. Play action. He's got a man wide deep. It's caught at the 50-yard line. It's going to be number 4, Jace Rainwater for the Blue Jays.
We're expecting to see a lot of that tonight, a lot of play action. Trying to establish the run, obviously, but that's going to lead to a play that you just saw right there.
Right. That's going to – all it takes is one guy just to misread, take one step forward, and that guy's already past you. So Guthrie back out in a wider set now with trips to the right side of the formation. Lions countering with the 4-3 set. Quarterback run. He's going to go to the left side. He is going to be toe-tapped out of bounds about the Blanchard 31-yard line.
We're going to say it a million times tonight. It's going to be very imperative for this Blanchard defensive unit to shut down this run game.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Surface Experts is your one-stop shop for all of your hard surface damage. If you have a scratch, chip, crack, burn mark, or hole, we can handle it. We repair all types of hard surfaces, including stone and laminate countertops, wood and LVP floors, tubs, showers, and cabinets. We can also grind and polish glass cooktops and remove scratches from stainless steel elevators and appliances. We focus on repairing just the spot with the damage, so you don't have to replace the whole surface. We work with apartments and residential properties all over Oklahoma. Give us a call today to schedule your repair.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
So you want to create your future, discover a path worth traveling down, find a career to get excited about. For decades, Career Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Oklahoma Career Tech.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Experience the power of Wi-Fi 6 technology for smoother streaming, gaming, and learning. And with the Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, managing your home network is a breeze. Choose from multiple plans with symmetrical speeds for lightning-fast uploads and downloads. Get your family school-ready with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Sign up today at gopioneer.com.
Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at theamgteam.com.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and
Nice snap. Looks like Guthrie defender almost got a hand on it. It's going to take a Guthrie bounce back to the, looks like the Lions 16, own 16-yard line. So didn't have a lot of breathing room back there after the false start. Guthrie knew that. Brought the house with it, and got themselves in optimal position here to go score and try to get ahead of the Lions here.
Feel like that's going to be, a big storyline for tonight, Carson, based off of, when Blanchard ends up on these scoring drives and Guthrie ends up on these scoring drives, where are these guys starting the ball at? I feel like that's going to be a big part of the conversation. Obviously, Blanchard treaded a lot down the field for their first 6 points. Guthrie starting in better position than they did.
Pistol set here for Guthrie with two tight ends behind the left guard and tackle. He's going to fake the out to the running back in the backfield. Quarterback direct run. It's going to be brought down after progress is stopped. Looks like about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 8 coming up for the Blue Jays. 6:18 left to go in the first quarter.
Carson, as far as establishing the run goes for Guthrie, do they have those weapons on the outside, or is it going to involve some of that play action stuff that gets those defenders on their toes a little bit, not sure what you're going to do, or do they have the playmakers to be able to go do it?
Yeah, they'll probably, you look at it, they got the size out there. As another handoff up the middle for the Blue Jays. Goes for maybe about another gain of 2 yards, bring up 3rd and 6. But, yeah, if they need to go to it, they can. I think with, they got the size up front and tight ends to where run game's going to be dominant. So you don't have to a lot of that stuff's going to come through by setting up for it, right?
Right.
Getting your run game going, getting a play action mixed in here and there, making defender second guess. Okay, as the passers are run, it's now we've got a 5-wide set from the Blue Jays here.
Oh boy, interesting.
3rd and 6. Motion back for a fake screen. He's going to have a sit down right at the goal line. Quarterback and receiver unable to connect. It's going to be 4th and 6 for the Blue Jays. Clock stopped here with 5:22 left to go. Ball is on the 12-yard line.
I guess this is the perfect time to ask the question that we like to ask every week. Does Guthrie have, or any team that Blanchard plays, do they have a good enough kicking unit to be able to kick threes instead of just point afters? Seems that answer for Guthrie is a yes.
It's looking that way as they're lining up for it. If we are at, let's see, about 13, about a 28-yard field goal here coming up for Blue Jays. Got good power to it. Signal's going to come. It's good. So Guthrie's cut the deficit to half on the line. It's going to be 6-3. Blanchard Lions leading with 5:18 left to go in the first quarter.
You heard it here. 6-3 is your score. 5:18 left to go in the first. You were listening to Blanchard Lions football.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Surface Experts is your one-stop shop for all of your hard surface damage. If you have a scratch, chip, crack, burn mark, or hole, we can handle it.
Welcome back. Oscar Book Sports Complex. Blanchard up on Guthrie 6-3 here. 5:18 left to go in the first quarter. Guthrie scores on a 28-yard field goal after starting with really good field position. Carson, toss it to you.
Regis Carter's going to field the punt. It's going to go to the end zone, so cannot return it as much as he'd probably like to. So the Lions are going to get the ball to start off on around 20-yard line.
You know, Carson, it's the first time you've been in the booth with me since a pretty special night. Hard to beat a UCO press box on the far left calling a state championship game that ended up being a state championship victory for the Lions against Wagner. It's good to have you back, my friend.
Yeah, appreciate you guys bringing me on.
And if you're
missing Todd tonight,
I was about to say, if you know Todd or you following him on any of the socials, give him a hard time tonight. They ended up having to move up the UCO game due to weather, so he is on his way to Kearney, Nebraska.
Lions 3 wide. Noah Smith pump fake. He's got Brayson Carter wide, deep downfield. Brayson's going to rein it in on their own 45-yard line. So Lions
is that a wheel route? A little bit of a screen and then go?
I don't know if it was out and then he turned back up because Noah did kind of shoulder pump fake on that side. So
great drawn-up play.
Just get Brayson in stride on that. It's just a touch underthrown. Brayson went back up, hauled it in. But if we can catch him in stride, he's going to be gone. So
had a couple plays long distance for the Lions tonight. A passing game starting off much better than it did last week against Newcastle.
Handoff up the middle. Gunnar Fugate spins off an almost tackle. To be brought down after a gain of about 2 yards here for the Lions. 2nd and 8, 4:43 left to go.
I know that extra individual effort only resulted in about a yard extra, but those are the little things against a team like Guthrie that's going to be a difference maker for Blanchard tonight. It's going to be the difference between Guthrie kicking field goals or Guthrie scoring touchdowns. Those are the little efforts that you need from everyone tonight to ensure scores and a win eventually at the end of the game.
Brayson had a First United first down, and the Lions go tight end set here. It's going to be blown up in the backfield. Gunnar Fugate's going to be met by a swarm of Guthrie defenders. It's going to be probably a negative gain here. So we've got a Guthrie player a little slow to get up here.
For those keeping a score at home, it's kind of hot here. A little hot for a late September game. Hopefully it'll last. If Todd was here, we probably already would have heard about it 3 different times. We're going to carry on in spirit with him, so have to complain a little bit about the weather. But
we're spoiled. We got AC back here.
That's right. We roll with the punches, and it's definitely one of the better press boxes we'll ever be in this year.
All right, 4 wide set for the Lions. We're going to get another false start on the Lions. Looks like our left guard here.
It's a tough spot to be in, right? You're already starting at 3rd and long. So already started on a little bit last drive on that false start that puts you back with a bad punt situation. But we've seen Blanchard being able to get out these positions before, so we'll see what they can draw up here.
Hopefully here, if we have to punt, we got a little bit more breathing room.
Right, yeah, it's a little better.
Execute and get it off. Noah Smith looking to his left side. He's going to chunk it up. Cole Watkins is going to bring the catch in, actually get us another First United first down over into the Blue Jays territory now. Blanchard driving, 3:21 to go.
Obviously, we're on the far side here. You on stream at home as well on the far side. Looked like there was nothing going on that play at all. Really good individual effort there. Went up and caught the ball at the apex. Cole Watkins did.
Kind of a repeat of last week from Cole.
Looks like we got
catch on the fourth quarter drive
in as well. Replacing Noah Smith for this drive. Thanks. The great Nate, part of the homecoming festivities today.
So on the outside zone read, it's going to be handed off to Gunnar Fugate again. It's going to be brought down in the backfield for a loss of 3 yards. 2nd and 13 coming up for the Lions.
Have a feeling tonight, much like last week, it's going to be a little bit of a defensive slugfest, if you will. Obviously, both defenses presenting for both. The Lions and the Blue Jays are really good in their respective districts and just the level of play that they're on for 5A and 4A. So anything you can get like that Cole Watkins pass that you completed last play, that's going to be huge for this game down the line because you feel like those are going to be few and far between as the game rolls on.
Tight end is set in again for the Lions. Shaddix is going to fake the handoff. Brayson out again on a bubble catch. He's going to get a quick gain for the Lions, make it a more attainable 3rd down coming up for them. It's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Lions.
Really like the thinking here by the Lions. Obviously, You don't have to get those 13 yards all back in one play. We've seen a lot of success with this Lion team with the skill position players that they have being able to create on their own in the flats, and you saw it right there. Brayson catching it in the flats and being able to get a good chunk of yards, making it more attainable 3rd and 5.
Watkins on an island to the left. You get to the left of Shattuck Swires. Brayson's going to motion out there, go back to a 3-wide set. Mosher flanking the left side.
Brayson unmatched.
Shattuck is going to pass out again to Brayson. It's there. Take what the defense gives you. Brayson is going to break another pass down, and we're going to get another Yarbrough and Sons touchdown from the one and only Brayson Carter again. So Lions.
We got a flag. I think we're going to get this one called back. It's going to be holding.
No, we might still get the first down based off where the spot of the flag is. It's past the line of gain. We'll see here as the officials.
Let me say this. That's a great play there. Great recognition. Obviously, you're going to get this called back from a touchdown, but great recognition there from Shattuck Swires. They motioned Brayson over to see if they were going to make Guthrie jump, and they did. He read it appropriately. Brayson's still over there after the motion in the left. No one matched up with him, and like you said, take what the defense gives you. Sadly, this one's just going back because of a little extra hold there. I don't think Coach Krug was very happy about that one.
I guess I'm incorrect. The Lions are going to have a 3rd and 6. No new first down, so
tough.
Lions got to convert again here.
Homecoming festivities obviously started at 6 p.m. tonight for the Lions. It's a huge crowd. Kind of surprised of the lack of Guthrie, knowing how good they are this year. Thought that would be a team well traveled, but
Brayson Carter is out for this play. Shattuck is going to pass it to Reston Vickery. He's going to be just short of the sticks, maybe.
He's going to get it.
He's going to get it. So, First United first down brought to you by Reston Vickery.
I like that. Already starting on a better foot than last week. Offense just seems to be a little bit more in flow, if you will.
That was good.
Finding early success in those short range passing.
That was a pretty good window for Shattuck to get that through. So we had 2 Guthrie defenders right there, ready to make the tackle. 2 minutes left now for the Lions. They're staying with tight end set. Shattuck's going to hand off to Fugit here. And get stopped yet again, just maybe a yard gain, if that, for the Lions. So 2nd and 10 coming up for the Lions. Guthrie still holding pretty well on the interior.
Yeah.
As we've seen with that on the trade-off, is kind of giving up some things on the outside we've been able to take advantage of so far.
It's going to be such a key tonight, and we're going to say it a million times before this game's over. Great that Blanchard's been able to successfully attack on the pass, but if you can get that run game opened up, it's going to open up so many more options for you down the road.
Trips to the right. Osher out as receiver. We got Island again with Cole Watkins. He's going to, I believe, catch it after a lot of hand play by both receiver and corner.
It's a double flag, double yellows out there, if you will.
Watkins caught it at the 8-yard line as we await to see what the umpires have to say here. Oh, officials. There's one.
Yeah, we had an ump scorecard, a ref scorecard yesterday or last week.
Or is it last week?
No, they kept it. Sadly, we did not get one this week, so we will not know any of the officials working tonight. But Blanchard with that decline on a great, again, one-on-one opportunity for Cole Watkins, and he just says, "I'm gonna get the football before you do," and just kind of muscles his way through it.
First United first down has the Lions now within striking distance, within 10-yard line. Ball on the 8, trips to the left, motion across the formation. Brayson, Shattuck is going to keep it. Almost got past one, got through defender, but stayed there and brought him down after about 4-yard gain up the middle on the quarterback keep.
I know we're still here about to end the first, but I mean, it's really important, especially if Blanchard goes down and scores here. I mean, if you get up to a big enough lead, you can start playing the clock a little bit, especially if you can get that run situated. It's even more important for it to get early and often.
4-wide set for the Lions here. Hard count. Swires going to hand off to Gunner up the middle. It's going to be stopped again by that front three of the Guthrie Blue Jays for
Yeah.
a gain of none. So 3rd and goal coming up for the Lions. Looks like they're going to potentially take this
Run
to
the
the
clock
quarter
out.
with 9 seconds left to go.
That's going to be a 6-3 score for Blanchard here on homecoming night. It's your Squirtle game of the week. Blanchard leads the Guthrie Blue Jays 6-3. We'll be right back after a short break. You are listening to Blanchard Lions football.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Surface Experts is your one-stop shop for all of your hard surface damage. If you have a scratch, chip, crack, burn mark, or hole, we can handle it. We repair all types of hard surfaces, including stone and laminate countertops, wood and LVP floors, tubs, showers, and cabinets. We can also...
Welcome back to the Oscar Books Sports Complex, either or both, if you will. Drake Vitito alongside Carson Craig in his first appearance of the season. Blanchard's last non-district game. Heading into the second quarter, 6-3, your Lions score. Before we get to back to the field, if you will, for play, just wanted to shout out some of the sponsors that are going to be with us throughout the entire season, both on the broadcast on 104.5 on radio and as well the KRXO app on iOS and Android. So big shouts out to the First United Bank and Mortgage, Yarbrough & Sons Heating and Air, LB Realty Group, Brightway Insurance, Blanchard Eye Care, who is tonight's game sponsor. Big shout out to Blanchard Eye Care for being to tonight's game sponsor. The Wolf Family, Coops Performance Gym, Blanchard Animal Hospital, The Dental Garage, Tanner Foster, Edward Jones, Craig and Street Orthodontics, Keeler Custom Homes, RV Oasis, and Quick Wrench. Big shout out to all the sponsors that are going to be with us throughout the rest of the year. Carson, I toss it to you for the first play of the second quarter.
Pistol set. Chancey Conway is going to take the handoff. Maybe gets a gain of 1 up the halfback dive. So
it's an interesting spot here because Alex Price can definitely make, down and distance from this. She can make kicks from this distance. So looks like we're going to be going out there with a fourth down play instead of a chance for 3 here.
Yeah, substitutions coming off. Gage Elson, Mosher, and Conway come out, kind of more of a heavy set. So back to a 4-wide set.
Huge play here.
See here, Swires, quarterback in the offense here. After a kind of a hard snap, he's going to try to go to Brayson and somehow connects on a quick slant. So Brayson Carter all over tonight's game. Great pass by Swires. I really didn't, with how many Guthrie defenders were there, wasn't expecting that. So Brayson Carter yet to get another Yarbrough & Sons touchdown. The second official. We almost had that second official earlier.
Yeah.
Came back on the holding call. So Lions continuing to punish a lot of the blitzing on the inside.
Yeah.
Quick concept game. So Alex Price lining up here. Another crucial PAT for the Lions. Kick is up. Going through the post right. So special teams got it corrected. We've got a 13-3 score with 11:20 left to go in the second quarter.
The Lions ahead early of the Blue Jays. We're going to take a quick break. We will be back in a minute. You are watching Blanchard Lions football on BlanchardLions.tv.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
So you want to create your future. Discover a path worth traveling down? Find a career to get excited about.
Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. Blanchard extends their lead against the Blue Jays 13-3, 11:20 left early here in the second quarter. Carson couldn't probably ask for a better start. I know you turned the ball over on that first offensive possession on that fumble early, but the defense has stepped up early in some not so great occasions as far as field positioning goes, and it's about as good of a start you can ask for on both sides of the ball for the Lions.
We probably phrase it more to be couldn't ask for a better recovery
off
of a start like
fair
that.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no, it's big props to the defense so far. I mean, twice they've had non-ideal starting position as far as defensively goes.
You know, what we teach here on this broadcast is rolling with the punches, and you can say the football team has done the same. They're in step with us tonight.
Outside handoff by the Blue Jays is going to get a gain of about 4 to 5 yards here.
You know, we were talking about this earlier. It's going to be really interesting to see if Blanchard can hold on to this lead. How does Guthrie's game plan change, if at all, right? Because if we get to halftime and, you know, you're seeing about a similar score up there, does Guthrie still try and commit to the run, even if Blanchard is still being able to stop it? It'll be interesting to see what that dynamic change as the game goes along.
Trips to the left for Guthrie formation after the fake count. Carlock's going to walk up to the line. Changing the play here, letting tight end know what's going on. Play clock down at 0, so Blue Jays are going to have to burn a timeout here on a crucial 2nd and 5 coming up.
And we're gonna take it with them. Lions lead Guthrie early, 13-3, 10:32 left in the second quarter. You are listening to Blanchard Lions football.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Experience the power of Wi-Fi 6 technology for smoother streaming, gaming, and learning. And with the Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, managing your home network is a breeze. Choose from multiple plans with symmetrical speeds for lightning-fast uploads and downloads. Get your family school-ready with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Sign up today at gopioneer.com.
Welcome back. A quick timeout there for Guthrie as they have the ball. Carson, tossing it to you.
Yeah, Guthrie Blue Jays are going to get at least a first down here after breaking some tackles. Good cut and good blocking by the Blue Jays. Blanchard defense rallied up to kind of, the busted play they allowed there for a second.
You know,
off the handoff.
Blanchard's D has, for the most part this season, been really good at stopping the run, and it feels like when Guthrie's going to commit to it like they do, it's going to take some individual efforts past some guys. Not necessarily Blanchard being in the wrong spot, just Guthrie having to make some of those extraordinary plays that you just saw individually.
Quarterback pitch option's going to be shut down after a gain of 4 yards. Smith's carry is going to bring up 2nd and 6 for the Blue Jays.
Again, this is the first matchup in school history between the two schools, Guthrie and Blanchard. It's also the Squirtle game of the week. We also have a Peyton cast, a Manning cast, if you will, above us. We'll speak a little bit about them maybe when time is allowed.
Quarterback run off the guard and tackle pulls. Going to get another big gain on the ground for the Blue Jays. Carlock's keeper is going to bring Blue Jays into Lions territory now. Ball here on the Lions' own 42-yard line with 9:37 to go.
For those watching on stream, number 3 for Guthrie, Carlock, he's pretty much the engine of this offense. He plays quarterback. He can be the running back at any point. If there's going to be any offensive integrity and an engine that keeps this offense going, it's going to be him.
Luke Meeker is going to rally down Elijah Smith in the backfield. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Blue Jays.
For those of you that are not watching the stream and listening, just know that you can listen on 104.5 KRXO as well as the KRXO app on iOS and all Android devices as well. There's also an alternate stream happening we'll get to after this play.
After a couple of fake snaps by Carlock, looking over the Guthrie sideline. 9 minutes left to go. 10 on the play clock here. Trips to the right of him. Smith flanking his left side. It's going to be another quarterback lead run. It's going to be brought down in the secondary yet again after a big first down gain. It's going to be whistled out about the Lions' 19-yard line. So Guthrie offense figuring out some things here.
Yep.
Making the Blanchard defense pay and make some adjustments. Maybe another example of the bend don't break, but we've seen they're at least potentially in field goal position.
Right.
They've got someone they feel comfortable enough to do it with on a game. As Harlock's going to fake the halfback handoff on the outside keeper. He's going to run up the middle, get a good gain of about 9 yards here.
And this is where Guthrie gets most dangerous, right? Obviously, you're seeing a couple of QB keepers from Carlock. He does so much for them on the offensive end. Got to expect that they're going to be trying some sort of pass here soon based off the success they've seen in the run.
Having good success with the personnel they've got in right now, trying to go to a hurry up after the Carlock keeper to the left side is going to be rallied down by a horde of Blanchard defenders. So 8 minutes left to go in the second quarter. 3rd and short coming up for the Blue Jays.
Really good read there from that right side of the defensive line as well as those outside linebackers, figuring out who had the ball and, like you said, rallying to it, getting a tackle for loss.
Our ends have been doing a pretty good job as far as and these type of plays are going, blowing up on the inside where he's got to bounce outside again, gives our defense enough time to rally up after direct snap from the Blue Jays going to get a first down, and Blue Jays continue to drive here.
Yeah, they really have leaned into that power run package a little bit, just lining up every single person on the line and just saying, we're gonna beat you at that line of scrimmage.
So another direct, kind of a wildcat, because it's not Carlock getting it. I think he's going to breach the goal line here. No, but he's going to be marked just short of it. So Lions faced with another test here. 2nd and inches for a score here. Kind of wildcat heavy again. He's going to be just right at it again after some contact. So Blue Jays is going to punch it through. It's going to bring their first touchdown of the night.
And, we talked about this a lot with Coach at the Coaches Show on Tuesday. They are known for really setting that precedent in terms of just running the ball and being a little bit hard-headed, if you will. If it's not working for them early like it hasn't been, they just keep going at it. You saw a little bit of a wildcat variation there, just lining up and beating you at the line of scrimmage, and it resulted in 6 for them.
PAT is snapped, signaled as good, so Lions are going to continue to lead with a reduced lead here, 13-10, 7:08 left to go in the second quarter.
We're going to take a quick break with them, be back in 1 minute. You are watching Blanchard Lions football.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
Welcome back. 7:08 here left in the second quarter off of a Guthrie scoring drive. I think Guthrie found a little bit of their identity, if you will, in that run game, a little bit of a power run game, if you will, started by their number 3, Colton Carlock. Blanchard is going to get the ball back after this kickoff.
Kind of a high pooch kick over to the right side of our formation. Trying to see if it's just right at the sideline. I think it ended up staying just barely in bounds, and the Lions fielded at the 30-yard line there.
That didn't go out of bounds?
I see
I see a yellow. It's right in front of the ref on the far side. Lions going to get a little bit of a grace here, if you will.
So I'll bump him extra 5 yards here. So Lions will take over, needing to drive here, 35 yard.
As quick and as sound as that Guthrie drive was on offense, you can say a lot of the same for what Blanchard's been able to find in the short game pass for much of this game. I'm sure they're going to lean back into that as we keep going, but Guthrie really hasn't been able to find a stop here
Lions
for the Blanchard O.
Unique formation, kind of a bunch of trips to the right. The wide receiver screen to Court Pierce, I believe, is going to be pushed out of bounds after a 4-yard gain.
And tonight's all about the playmakers, right? I mean, Shattuck Swires and Noah Smith have both done a great job at quarterback, but we've seen a lot of great plays from Brayson Carter here early. Those individual efforts that we were talking about, the catch in the end zone, just blanketed by Guthrie defenders. It's going to take a lot of that tonight to be able to extend those leads. So you got to lean on your seniors tonight on this homecoming game.
7:03 for the Lions, 2nd and 8. Lone quarterback and running back in the backfield. After handoff up the middle is going to go for a gain of about 4 yards. Bring up 3rd and 4 for Blanchard.
Big shout out to tonight's sponsor. I know we shouted them out a couple of times already. Blanchard Eye Care. Dr. Vince Young, been in town for a very long time, including back when I was in school, which also feels like a very long time ago because
that decade mark, we're creeping up.
I know. It doesn't feel too great, but big shout out to Blanchard Eye Care for being with us since the very beginning and tonight's game sponsor.
3 wide, 1 tight end set for the Lions. Roll out by Noah Smith. He's going to try to get Brayson on the flag, and they're going to connect yet again. So Brayson's going to get a First United first down for the Lions. They are now flipped sides of the field over into Guthrie's half of the field. Ball is going to be on Guthrie's 42-yard line here.
That was a great catch by Brayson with a Guthrie defender blanketed on him, but that was not an easy throw from Noah Smith.
Tough rollout. Left right-handed quarterback rolling to his left side. Victory's going to motion across the formation here on the right side, out in the flats. Got a Brayson Carter set down spot there. They're not going to connect on that one. It's going to be 2nd and 10. The Lions going to be coming up. 5:55 left to go in this first half.
It's been a little bit opposite than what I thought it was going to be, Carson, to be completely honest with you. We were thinking defensive mosh tonight, if you will, and it's been not that at all.
Still got a lot of game left.
A lot of game left. Who knows what happens in the second half, but as far as this first half, I was expecting maybe a 0-0
yet,
right.
Yeah, I didn't think a field goal by either team would be in the mix, but here we are.
Yeah.
All right, Lions with trip set out to the right of Noah Smith. In the backfield with him is going to be McIntyre. He's going to take the handoff. It's going to be brought down for a loss, actually. Helmet's brought off after the play.
Does that happen after, or it happened on the exchange or the tackle?
So now after the helmet pops off.
Who is that? I think that was Gavin Rich. Is he going to have to step off for a play?
Yep.
I don't think he went out, though.
Well, they might have let him in if it, I think because of basically came off because of another player's hand or after the play, one of the two. So third and 11 for the Lions here.
Really important here. Obviously, even though it is 3rd and long, feels like it's a no man's land territory, if you will. Got to feel like they're going for it on the 4th. Maybe not, though. We saw a lot of those situations happen up in the Newcastle game.
Noah dropping back. He's got Corey Pierce wide open after motioning in. Caught him on a blitz yet again. So Corey Pierce with a Yarbrough & Sons touchdown of the night. Wide open for the big gash there for the Lions. So about a 43-yard catch and run by your Blanchard offense. So 19-10 now, awaiting the PAT.
If I could borrow a quote from Michael Cage of the Thunder, Guthrie's playing defense a little bit like a riverboat gambler, and Blanchard's been able to suss out all those hands as of now, and they've connected on a lot of great passes. Good recognition there from Noah Smith to pass to a Cork wide open. And sometimes those passes are harder to make than ones that you're threading the needle. So
Price PAT is very high up. It's going to hit the crossbars and bounce in. So
that was amazing.
Entertaining PAT by the Lions, going to bring it to 20-10. 5:27 left to go in the first half.
We're going to take a quick break before the kickoff. We'll be back in 1 minute. You are watching Blanchard Lions football.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at theamgteam.com.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return.
Welcome back. 5:27 left here. Blanchard versus Guthrie, your game. Homecoming edition, if you will, after a Blanchard score.
Oh, that's going to benefit us a lot. So,
got a knee down.
Kickoff by the Lions was being fielded right around the 3-yard line. Every intention by the Blue Jays to return it, and kind of slipped on the turf there. So, defense finally gets probably their first ideal lineman of the night, maybe second, but
I have to say this before we get too far in, and I have no pleasure in doing this. The man that is above us told me to do this. Jerry Ramsey and Sean Thurman are above us. It is also the franchise game of the week on 107.7. He wanted me to make sure to shout us out. They're kind of giving you your Manning cast, your alternate cast, if you will, tonight. So if you want to hear more about the X's and O's, you tune in to us. If you want to hear more about potentially the Jimmys and Joes, you'd probably tune in on the radio to them. But great field position for Blanchard here on defense.
Lions going to stop the Blue Jays, run up the middle after maybe a gain of 1. So Lions kind of trying to get some blood in the water here, trying to get a safety or pin him for a punt. But
we were talking about, them starting in really bad field position and how, it puts a lot of pressure on you. I'd argue that, you can spin that same story here because you have them so backed up that it's almost like, well, we don't want to give them too much momentum, especially after last offensive possession. So it's intriguing here.
The trade-off, which you were kind of starting to get on track of talking about, is kind of a game script in a sense. Ball is out for the Lions. I think Blue Jays got right on it, but punched out maybe by Gage Ellison there. Covered by the Blue Jays on their own 3-yard line. So third and 9 coming up again for them. So
what was I getting to?
Well, I was getting to kind of the game script of them being so run heavy when you're up by one or more scores. I mean, even if you're giving up a little bit of momentum, you can live with that currently. Guthrie will get the ball back to start the second half as Blanchard receives the kickoff. Dropping back, pass up the middle. It's going to be tipped up in the air for a moment by both Brayson Carter and Jackson Oliver.
So if you saw in that play right there, number 3, Colton Carlock, who is usually their QB, was the wide receiver on that play.
Brayson a little slow to get up, but I don't know if it's equipment issue or
I think it might be a wrist. No, yeah, was it a mouthpiece?
Maybe
a chipped tooth. That I think he would appreciate us saying that because that makes him seem more like a tough man than he already is. So,
well, I got worried.
We'll say chipped tooth.
I was worried it might have been a finger issue because he broke up, got a hand in there on that pass breakup. So, see here if Lions with
position
4th and 9, 4:08 to go. We'll see if Lions can try to get a hand on this punt here like we did earlier. High punt. It's going to be fielded by Brayson. He's going to actually try to return here. He's got some open field. He's got around the edge to the 20, to the 10. He's going to be knocked out of bounds, maybe at the 6-yard line. So that was a great gutsy return there because Guthrie was starting to close in. Got Brayson around that 32-yard line, but Lions got really optimal chance here to score with minimal time left right before half and to go up by more than 2 touchdowns now.
Right, and that's honestly a surprising decision there from Guthrie. You already saw them kick the ball out of bounds purposefully, I believe, after they scored, even though that punt was very high up, knowing who Brayson is, and he's been able to take those back in previous games. Just a very confusing decision there from the Blue Jays.
Gunner's handoff up the middle is going to go kind of to the right side a little bit. He's going to get a gain of, let's say, 2 yards here.
Like you said, Carson, really opportunistic chance here for the Lions to really extend this lead. And then, if you can get a score here, you're really putting Guthrie in a predicament of really changing up their game plan of trying to dive into that run a little bit. They've already made a lot of mistakes going deep, whether it be an incompletion or just turning the ball straight over. So I think you're really going to be putting them out of their rhythm here if you can add on another 6 or 7.
Smith's dropping back. He's got a quick pass again. It's going to be intercepted. He's got a good chance to return this now. Smith is going to help take Guthrie's intercepting player out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. So two bads here as far as you didn't get up like you wanted to. Kind of forced it. But also, too, Guthrie's got ideal field position here now with 3 minutes to go to put on, bleed a little bit of clock, maybe do a little bit of that hurry up again. But really, they want to take this time down as explosive as offense as Blanchard has been at times.
Yep.
They go up, they get a touchdown here, make it, say, 17-20. They're going to get ball to start second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is pretty much what you don't want to happen if you're Blanchard, limiting those turnovers. You've been able to force Guthrie into some bad ones, but don't match it.
So Lions are going to get a sack in the backfield more or less after the delayed RPO outside zone option. So Lions defender is going to bring down Carlock for about a loss of 3 yards actually. 2nd and 13, 2:45 clock running. Ball is on Guthrie's own 42-yard line.
I think Blanchard's done a really good job in this first half of limiting explosive plays. Guthrie is no stranger to that. This defense has been really, really disciplined and just keeping away those big gash plays for the most part outside of the run here and there. So we'll see if Guthrie tries to go to it again.
So new quarterback in here for the Blue Jays, 14. He's got a number 80, Miller Smith. Could be wrong. It might be a different number. Look down, it's saying kicker punter on the roster. So
I see.
But after the out route by the Blue Jays, going to bring up 2nd and about 2.
Guess we have to remind people that even though the 2-minute timeout has been initiated in the college world, that has not made its way yet to the high school ranks.
Let's keep it that way. So kind of a slow-developing outside run for the Blue Jays. Carlock's going to be brought down. Mark him short of that first down.
This is a decision here.
Guthrie has got all 3 timeouts. No, they've only got 2. Blanchard has all 3. Guthrie only has 2. Had to burn one earlier, avoid a delay game. So
kind of surprised Guthrie's taking their sweet time here.
Well, I mean, if you here, if you convert it, you've got all 3. If you don't convert it, Blanchard, that gives us more time to get a score right before half. So not in a rush here. Wildcat snap is mishandled and turnover on downs. Blanchard defense getting a break there, and offense is going to have 1:12 to go try to convert again before halftime.
I don't know what Guthrie's offense was cooking there, but I don't think they had the dropped snap in the plan. So a very, very opportunistic chance here for Blanchard to go, what would you say, make up for lost causes, lost time, if you will, with that interception thrown last possession. Let's see if they can put together some sort of package here with about 1:12 left to go get a score.
So ball, Lions going to take over on their own 48-yard line here. Guthrie defense is going to counter the Blanchard 3-wide look with 4 men up front. Smith is in again for quarterback. Vaughn McIntyre is going to workhorse his way just past the first down yard line. You set it down. First United first down for the Lions here.
Timeout.
Get a timeout, maybe by the Blue Jays.
I believe it is by the Blue Jays, and we're going to take it with them. 20-10 your score here. It's the Blanchard Lion homecoming game. You know what I'm saying? The Squirtle game of the week, if you will. It's 20-10, 1:02 left is your time. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here watching Blanchard Lions football.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Surface Experts is your one-stop shop for all of your hard surface damage. If you have a scratch, chip, crack, burn mark.
Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. 20-10 your score. Blanchard on top of the Guthrie Blue Jays. 1:02 left here in the first half. Carson, I kick it to you.
Yeah, Guthrie defense showing 5-man up top. Noah Smith's rolling out, throws off the back foot, and it's luckily broken up from a potential interception thanks to Corrick Pierce working his way back to the football there. So 2nd and 10 coming up for the Lions after the unconverted rollout.
Coach Craig a little animated on the sideline there about something. I don't know if he was communicating with the O-line or the QB. Tough play to make regardless.
Yeah,
on the run there, running to your right side, throwing it when Corrick is kind of covered there, but it's been working for him in the past. I don't blame him for trying to take shots. They've been open there.
Might have been wanting him to set his feet there and try to hit it on it.
Right.
But Guthrie showing 5 men up front yet again. They're going to bring the house, and we're going to counter with a quick dump off to Reston Vickery. Just kind of a 5-yard sitting route. So
timeout coming.
Third down coming up for the Lions. They're going to take a timeout. 49 seconds left to go here.
And we're going to take it with them. You are watching Blanchard Lions football.
Repair.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
So you want to create your future, discover a path worth traveling down, find a career to get excited about. For decades, Career Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are...
Welcome back. Blanchard Guthrie here closing out the first half. Got about 49 seconds left. Blanchard on top of Guthrie, 20-10. It's a homecoming game. It's the first time these teams have matched up in history. It's a Squirtle game of the week. I don't know what else you could ask for, but I kick it off to my colleague, Carson.
Noah Smith drop back. He's going to try to get Watkins on an island again. It's going to be unsuccessful, so 4th and 4 coming up for the Lions here. 44 seconds left. All three. It says 3. I think Lions only have
Lions
2 timeouts.
yeah.
Guthrie's
Maybe
out.
Guthrie? Maybe Guthrie took the second timeout that we just came back from. I don't think that was right, though.
Maybe. That's what they've got on the scoreboard. So 44 seconds here. If Lions fail to convert, looks like Guthrie would have to drive about 64 yards, 44 seconds to go to score before half. So
Got to feel like they're going to be something short over the middle of the field here. That's what's been working for them early.
right set across the middle. I believe Noah Smith's pass might have gotten ever so slightly tipped, so unable to connect there. Reston Vickery on a quick little scat route there. So turnover on downs for the Lions. First of the night.
Again, what you like going into halftime here for the Lions is that, that defense has been working for you both in favorable positions on the field and favorable positions on the field. They're going to have one more test here with about 41 seconds to go against this Guthrie O, but limiting those big plays has been a big one. But a complete performance, I would say, thus far, outside of a few miscues for this Blanchard D.
Quick shout out to a couple of the sponsors for tonight.
Absolutely.
First United Bank and Mortgage, Yarbrough and Sons Heating and Air, LB Realty Group, Brightway Insurance, Blanchard Eye Care, the Wolf Family, Coops Performance Gym, Blanchard Animal Hospital. We're going to go back to the action here after the quick receiver screen by the Blue Jays. Out of bounds on their own sideline, I believe short of a first down. It's going to stop the clock.
So this is really interesting, right? Because we've seen Guthrie already attempt a field goal here. Now, the initial question, the follow-up question, if you will, that you ask, when they're in field goal range, you ask, do they have a kicker that can kick field goals? And then the ensuing question you ask is, how far does that kicker's range extend, and how far do they have to get within range of that field goal?
So another running back run here. It's going to get a first down for the Blue Jays after about a 6-yard gain there by Elijah Smith. Actually, okay,
right,
now
this
is new. So they've got Daylon Rice at quarterback, and then Carlock is actually in the backfield. He motioned out to receiver. It's going to be kind of a tight end screen, if you will, to number 44 of the Blue Jays.
He does not make it out of bounds,
brought
though,
down
which is huge.
inbounds. Eli Plagg.
Yeah, see, they reset the timeout. So Guthrie did end up having one last timeout, and I believe they're about to use it here. And we're going to take it with them. 7 seconds left. Guthrie trying to get within field goal range. It's 20-10 Blanchard. We'll be back in a minute. You're watching Blanchard Lions football.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Experience the power of Wi-Fi 6 technology for smoother streaming, gaming, and learning. And with the Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, managing your home network is a breeze. Choose from multiple plans with symmetrical speeds for lightning-fast uploads and downloads. Get your family school-ready with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Sign up today at gopioneer.com.
Welcome back. 7 seconds left here. I'll toss it to Carson for probably the last play of the first half.
Blue Jays going with that kind of new backfield set again. 14's going to drop back. He's going to throw it high up, incomplete. So they're going to get one more shot at it. 2 seconds left to go in the half. Score currently 20-10. Lions leading. Ball is on Blanchard's own 40-yard line. So just got to hold up for 39 yards on whatever wonky stuff they might throw at you here.
Yeah, field goal is initially pretty much eliminated now. Just nothing. Keep everything in front of you. Don't let anything get behind you. Don't fall for any tricky stuff either.
So sophomore Daylon Rice has kind of been quarterbacking more of the offense for this drive than what we'd seen in the past when Carlock was. As we get another deep pass, it's going to be intercepted by Jackson Oliver. just kind of one of those good for the stat book, but
That's right.
nothing in the game.
We'll
but,
call those empty calorie plays,
yeah.
if you will.
Yeah, I like that. Quick shout out to those remaining sponsors we were going through: Dental Garage, Tanner Foster at Edwards Jones, Craig and Strait Orthodontics, Keeler Custom Homes, RV Oasis, and Quick Rich.
It's the end of the first half. It's Blanchard 20, Guthrie 10 in the Squirtle Game of the Week, homecoming edition. Carson, I'm gonna ask you. You know, coming in, I think a lot of people thought that this was going to be, you know, a game where the defenses were going to shine, and I think in part they have. But you've seen some offensive flow on both sides, especially what you saw last week for this Blanchard group. Kind of a little bit of a script flip, if you will. What has Blanchard been doing on that offensive side that has really set them up for success to have that 20 in this first half?
It's really just been taking advantage of what's been there, which we kind of knew coming into it, right? When we were talking about they like to blitz a lot, they like to show bringing five. Sometimes they'll bring all five, sometimes not. With that, like we've talked about through the broadcast, a lot of that stuff has been in the middle where those backers are. So if they do end up coming up to the line of scrimmage, quarterbacks have done a great job of seeing that for the most part and making them pay for it. So it's almost, I hate to say like a feast or famine, but
Right.
a lot of the plays have been from big plays on our playmakers. We put drives together, but it hasn't been, you know, it didn't take us all the way to the goal line. It's been, okay, we got 4, we got 5 here. Kind of got stopped on a run. Okay, we busted them again, and then next thing you know, it's a 30, it's a 40-yard pass, and touchdown, almost untouched as far as secondary goes.
We'll talk about a little bit about that first half performance for the defense on the other side. We're going to take a 9-minute break here. Going to have time enough to see the stream people that are tuning in watch the Palm performance as well as the band performance. We will also come back with our First United Bank and Mortgage halftime scoreboard update, share with you some scores from across this great state, if you will. So the score, 20-10, Blanchard over Guthrie here in the first half. We're going to take a 9-minute break and be back with you. You're watching Blanchard Lions football.
Percussion tech, Bill Hovacek. Guard sponsor, Amy Stone. Guard tech, Emily Wolf. Rehearsal assistant, Dr. Amanda Tremaine. And program coordinator, Todd James. Tonight's performances feature soloist Carly Zanowski, Julie Richards, Rebecca Wynn, Gavin George, Elijah Morrison, Ryan Shockey, Isabella Vasquez, and Scotland McIver. Featured performers include Kasha Madden and Candace Hamilton. The Blanchard Band is led tonight by senior drum major Sadie Crawford. We invite you to this special performance as they prepare for the Mozart Festival. Just prior to the downbeat, the band receives news that alters the course of the performance. Join the inspectors as they attempt to find out what is happening. And now, with their 2024 competition program, a Mozart Mystery, the Blanchard High School Marching Band.
Mozart Festival. The band director
is missing!
The inspectors.
We're here to find the band director.
We will begin by questioning all of the usual suspects. We will find them wherever they are lurking. We will find them.
Scale after scale. Certainly they would have the motive to kidnap the director. Come with me. We can blend in.
Welcome back. About 6:40 left here at halftime. Drake Vidito alongside Carson Craig in his first action of the year. Carson, it's good to have you back, but we have some business to attend to. We'll get to what was the first half performance for Blanchard versus Guthrie in this Squirtle Game of the Week homecoming edition. But first, we're going to take you around this great state and some of the different classes and update you on some of the games that are going on. Carson, I'm assuming we'll start with 4A, maybe start with the in Blanchard's district games, and then we'll go. We'll expand into a wider reach.
Yeah, so kind of one of the first ones to see, looking on Squirtle as far as 4A scores go.
Brought to you by First United Bank and Mortgage, by the way. I don't know if I said that, and if I repeated it, that's totally fine.
Newcastle at Elgin, that game is at halftime as well. 42-0, the Owls lead the Racers.
Oh boy, Elgin must be I don't know if powerhouse is the right word, but oh boy, what a score.
Another here's the district opponent, Hera. It's actually who the Lions will play next week. Next Friday, they are trailing Seminole 8-0 at halftime.
I've just been informed that we will be outside for that game, which, if it was tonight, maybe a different story of my happiness meter, but knowing, and I'm not trying to jinx it, what that weather is supposed to look like next Friday might be a really nice time to call a football game outside.
You got a week to prepare if worse comes to worse. McLeod and Tecumseh. McLeod is leading the Savages 21-7 in the second quarter. Let's see some other 4A scores. Wagner is leading Bristow 21-7 at halftime as well. Kind of a lot of usual number scorings here going on.
Right, outside of the 42-0 in the first half
that's a little different.
That's a mollywhopping is the word I'll use for that one.
Kind of going up a little bit more to the east side along with that Wagner score. Grove is leading Sapulpa 14-0. Let's see, Catoosa and Inola. Catoosa is actually trailing Inola 7-3 at halftime. Let's see, I think Tuttle's on a bye week this week, so they did have a week 0 game. Weatherford and Pauls Valley, I know that was another game that's kind of garnering some hype around it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Panthers are leading the Eagles 13-0 in the second quarter. Let's see.
Go to the 6A games, and when you're making that transition, I will just want to shout out some of the people that are supporting us sponsorship-wise all season. Big shout-out to people like Quick Wrench, RV Oasis, Keeler Custom Homes, Tanner Foster, Edward Jones, Craig and Street Orthodontics, the Dental Garage, Blanchard Animal Hospital, Coops Performance Gym, the Wolf Family, Blanchard Eye Care. We just saw Vince walking down earlier. Vince has been one of our greatest supporters in this 3 years that we've been running. So big shout out to Blanchard Eye Care for being tonight's game sponsor. Brightway Insurance, the LB Realty Group, Yarbrough and Sons Heating and Air, and what we're doing right now, First United Bank and Mortgage halftime scoreboard update. We tuck you around for a Carson. Let's get to those 6A scores.
Yeah, some higher scores. I know kind of another matchup. It's got a lot of eyes on it. It's Carl Albert, Stillwater. Carl Albert 5A, Stillwater 6A. Carl Albert's up 21-0 at halftime over the Pioneers. Bixby and Choctaw going at it as well. Bixby is trying to bounce back after an unusual loss from them last week. They are up 34-13 on the Yellow Jackets. Some other a little closer to the pond, Norman and Piedmont, 21-14. Norman leading that one at halftime. Looking over Sand Springs, Bishop Kelly. Sand Springs leading 23-0. I was looking to see if Wassa or Jinx, they might both have bye weeks as well.
Yeah, we'll switch over to 6A1. Just for the streaming people that are watching, one of the things I enjoy about halftime is the band performance Miss Kaufman has been doing. Pretty much yeoman's work. Ever since I was in school even. The Blanchard Band always puts on great performances, really gives you a deeper appreciation of the deep themes that they perform under. A little bit of a Mozart mystery here, but especially just going around the state, you can tell that these guys prepare way before school even starts for stuff like this. So big shout out to Miss Kaufman and their group. They always put on a great show every week during football halftime. Carson, let's get to some of those 6A1 scores.
Let's see, 6A1, Westmore and Mustang. The Jags are up 23-14 over the Broncos. Norman North and Moore. Close one here at halftime, 15-12. Norman North leading that one. And then 2 other scores I'm seeing we already repeated off earlier. So I might jump down. Let's see. 5A
a little bit.
Anything. Del City and Midwest City. Kind of a clash there over on that suburb side of the city. Del City comfortably leading 41-6 in the second quarter.
We'll call that the east side, if you will.
Shawnee and Duncan, 14-7 at half. And then Bishop McGinnis comfortably ahead of a Bishop Carroll at 28-0. That might be an out-of-state team. I hadn't heard of them before. And then no scores, it looks like on Northwest Class in Western Heights or in Southeast and U.S. Grant game. Claremore is up on Hilldale 24-0 at halftime. And then Lawton Mac 19, Ponca City 0 at halftime.
That's a little bit of your 4A and up scores brought to you by First United Bank and Mortgage. We did forget to mention, even though it is homecoming week and the Squirtle game of the week, we're also honoring POWs tonight as well. So a lot going on tonight as far as people that are here, just new faces. Above us, we talked about a little bit during the broadcast. There is a little bit of an alternate radio broadcast that you can listen in on if you're in the car on the dial somewhere around the state, not able to watch on stream. That is Jerry Ramsey and Sean Thurmond. It is the franchise game of the week. We support our fellow brethren. I'm not shy to say it. I work there, and they do great coverage every single week. And it's been a while since they've been here. We were talking before the game. I said, have you guys even been here, like, for the new stadium? And they're like, no. When, last time we were here was like 2017 or 2018, 2019 maybe even 2020. I can't remember what the first actual year was. It 2020?
If it 2020, they would have been here, so it would have been
so years
2019 or before.
They were like, yeah, we were all crunched into that press box in the in the former football field. So. Just catching up with those guys. They do a great job up there. They've added a little bit of extra time, 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go before we get kicked off here. In the second half, Blanchard leads Guthrie 20-10. I know we talked a little bit about the offense and what they did in that first half to get to the score that they're at now, those 20 points, Carson. But I thought we saw a lot of good stuff from the defense as well. Guthrie, they have a lot of playmakers, a lot of deep threats. I mean, they are no stranger. I mean, they are a household name in 5A. They're always competing for, it feels like a deep playoff run. But for the most part, I thought that Blanchard defense did a good job in walling up when it came to the run game, limiting those gash plays that we talked about on Tuesday at the coaches show with Coach Craig. What did you see out there from the defense that made them so successful and only, hold that Guthrie O to 10 points?
Yeah, that Blanchard defense, it's been really kind of the same story in last year, even over into this year some, has done a tremendous job of not letting, at a passive end kind of dwell on them. You got a lot of players that are playing both sides, so a lot of times when they're going out there, this came off of, maybe a turnover or a drive that didn't result in any points. But a lot of times they step up, they answer that call. They don't get discouraged. Really tonight, they've done a tremendous job. They've had probably about 2 times I recall where it's less than ideal field position to start off. It's kind of hard for go out there and get a stop right away without getting settling in. So did a good job on that. One drive holding them to a field goal, which is a lot of times a win in high school because most teams can't even kick a field goal, but Guthrie did. But that's a win in our book to do that. There's only one drive, and they weren't doing bad. They weren't giving up any major play that kind of set it up. Guthrie just got in a groove where they went heavy. It was just kind of hard-nosed football in a hurry-up style too, which was kind of gassing our guys a little bit. I was surprised that we didn't see that a little bit more, but with that too is because defense was shutting that down so early on those, the drives that would come afterwards after that series went. So stop it early kind of gives them a little bit less doubt of, okay, maybe we need to run, make some pass in there. Maybe we need to finish up some. So they're going to keep playing hard. They're going to keep being tested physically, mentally. Just got to keep answering the call if Guthrie keeps pressing them. So yeah.
Guthrie will get the ball to start this second half. Big shout out. I know it's homecoming festivities. There's a lot of people in positions that help us that are doing some extracurricular stuff. I know Ashley Robertson, pretty much the brains behind this operation, was running around with those technical difficulties before the game. And the great Nate, who was on production with us, not only for all the home games, but for all the away games. He was a part of the homecoming court during the pregame festivities. He called me with about 15 minutes to go saying, Drake, I'm on my way home to getting a change of clothes. And he was here before the kickoff. You have to give it up for that kind of dedication. So big shout out to both Ashley Robertson and the great Nate. It's pretty simple. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without them. And shout out to Addison Scott back in the KRXO studios 104.5 for those of you listening on the dial or on the KRXO app on iOS and Android. She's making everything happen on those platforms back at our Tyler Media studios. So 20-10 is your score starting the second half here. Blanchard Guthrie. It's the franchise game of the week. It's the Squirtle game of the week. It's our game of the week in our minds. It has not failed to live up to the hype so far. We'll see how this second half occurs as the kick is away, and I will toss it to Carson.
Driving kick by Lions going to bounce first at the 4-yard line into the end zone. So Guthrie offense for the second half. Going to get their shot to go, put another 7 on the board.
Very intrigued to see what Guthrie does here. Out of the entire first half, that one successful drive that they had, they leaned on the run very hard. A lot of power run game you saw. A lot of Wildcat even mixed in with there. So I'm intrigued to see because obviously with the score being what it is, I don't know if they can lean into it quite as much. I think a lot of it depends on how they do on this first drive, but we'll see what they do here.
Yeah, they've kind of two major looks they've given is either kind of a 3-wide set or a tight end heavy set, as Colton Carlock is going to take the handoff for himself on a quarterback run up the middle. It's going to be brought down by the Lions short of a first down. It's going to be 2nd and 2 to go. But they also kind of there in that second quarter moved Carlock in some other positions, try to get his legs utilized other ways as far as the quarterback position. Carlock is going to yet again fake the outside zone handoff. He's going to run up the middle. He is going to get past the first down sticks. We're going to get a new set of downs here. Still on their own side of the field.
Really intrigued to see how the Blanchard, just as a unit, both offense and defensively, answered the call here. They've been able to play with a large lead like you saw in Noble. They've been able to come back from deficits like you saw against Newcastle. You have a comfortable deficit right now, 2-score game, but I have no doubt that they'll be able to answer that call depending on what Guthrie does here.
And a quick fake handoff pass out to Blake Doles. He's going to be immediately wrapped up by Jackson Oliver for a gain of 0 yards.
This is a really good tackle in space. Obviously, Jackson Oliver giving up a little bit of size to number 20 there on the wideout spot. But he answered that call right as the wide receiver caught that flats pass. Really good open space tackle there.
4-wide set for the Blue Jays. Trips yet again to the left of Carlock. Sharing the backfield with him is Elijah Smith. Drop back in a shotgun, running back to the left side here. Roll out to the left side. He's got a man in the flats. He's going to convert on a pass, kind of on a curl concept. They get a great yardage gain there, eventually brought down by Cole Watkins. That's kind of, as far as I can remember, the biggest gain of
pass
yard that the Lions have given up on a single play.
Yeah. And that was the key, right? We talked a lot about that with Coach Craig, limiting those gash plays on Tuesday.
So now with a little bit of success on a play, we see again kind of going that hurry up, and they're going to go back, trusting the legs of Carlock here as he runs up the middle. He's going to get gain of about 8 yards again on the quarterback keeper. So 10 minutes left to go. Guthrie almost inside of the Blanchard's own 10-yard line.
It's really about rallying here, right? Doing your work early on those first and second downs, forcing those third and long situations, limiting what Guthrie is able to do in the long term.
They've held him to a field goal before. We might see it again as he's going to be brought down. Carlock is going to be brought down in the backfield yet again by Braxton Rinkin.
This is going to be an interesting spot here on a 3rd and short. We've seen Blanchard hold their ground on these types of down and distances before. As far as decision-making for Guthrie, you bringing out the unit because you're going to make it a one-score game if you do. They've kicked it from this far before, but are you going to go for it with the success that they've had early in this drive?
3rd and long one. Interesting play call here. Success on it. They motioned in a tight end, just went under center, direct snap to him. Just kind of did their own. Put your head down, go and get it for a first down. So 1st and 10, Lions with another challenge on defense as far as trying to hold the Blue Jays to only 3 points here instead of 7.
At this point, you're kind of hoping for a pass. You've seen a lot of questionable decision-making from the QB in those passing games, a lot of interception opportunities. Don't think they'll go to it, though.
The outside handoff to Smith. He's going to get a gain of about 5 yards. Still getting good push from the Blue Jays. It's going to be held up and eventually stopped at the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal coming up for your Guthrie Blue Jays.
It's a really tough position, especially on this drive, right? Because I think out of all the first down plays that they've ran, only one of them has, been a short distance gain. It's just really putting a lot of pressure on your defense, not only where you're at on the field right now, but just not having to make that offense work a lot harder in those later down and distance
Heavy
plays.
on this right side. I think they're going to run to it, kind of to the mark, and they're going to cross in. Good momentum here for the Blue Jays. That's how you want to start the second half. Lions offense is going to have to rally up and answer here on the next series.
It's a really good test, right? I mean, we haven't seen this Blanchard defense tested a whole lot. They had a lot of success last week against Newcastle. This is the first time where you can kind of say the floodgates have opened a little bit. Guthrie's been able to get a lot of what they've wanted on the ground, but good news is you've had an offense that has responded to mostly every score that they've put up. So a big test here for the O.
PAT is up. It's going to be good. Brings the Blue Jays within a field goal possession now. 20-17, 8:11 left in the 3rd quarter.
We're going to take a break, 1 minute long. We will be back right after this. You are watching Blanchard Lions football.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success.
Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. Here, Blanchard America, you're seeing for the Squirtle game of the week. 20-17 your score after a Guthrie definitive drive for the second half. We have a bug in the press box. Excuse us for some of the words that we may say, but it's a big test here, Carson, for the offense as Blanchard is down for their first offensive possession of the half. It's a big-time response opportunity here for the Blanchard O.
Yeah, Blanchard after the kickoff is going to get the ball to start on their own 30-yard line. Need to drive 70 yards here to get a score a little bit more comfortable for your defense again.
Shattuck Swires looks to be your QB, I believe, in for Noah Smith. We've seen a little bit of a dual quarterback attack so far in this game. Shattuck's, I believe this is his 2nd or 3rd.
Mishandled snap, ball is on the ground, and Blue Jays are going to get it. So, tale of two halves here for the Lions. But I say that we didn't have our greatest start in the first half, so you're kind of hoping a repeat of that, of like we talked about, the defense rallying up, not holding their heads over it, and getting another much-needed stop for your Blanchard Lions.
Yeah, you can see Shattuck's kind of beating himself up. It's kind of, like you said, tale of two halves. Guthrie, started out the game with a lot of turnovers. Not the most ideal start for this Lions offense, but very much a same story as you saw when their first offensive possession came about. The McIntyre fumble, leading to a really good defensive stand there for Blanchard. So we'll see if the same thing happens here in the second.
Guthrie's going to motion one of their trips receivers in, then drop back, kind of a flea flicker, hit as he throws. He's got Brayson there. Brayson is going to intercept. So Gifted defense answering the call yet again, stepping up.
Right on time.
Offense. Hey, go back out there. Go execute.
Again, I mean, we've seen Guthrie time after time really try and, it's almost like beating a dead horse. They've tried time and time again to go deep. Give credit to these safeties for Blanchard. The Brayson Carters, the Cork Pierces of the world, as well the corners. They're doing really good work back there, really just reading the pass and sticking with those guys, not allowing that safety net to be bursted through. And you saw it right there, a second chance for this Blanchard offense.
Noah Smith quarterbacking the offense for this series. Blitzing yet again are the Blue Jays. And the quarterback keeper, the outside ball is going to pop out again. Scooped up by Brayson. He's running to the right side. If he gets a block or two, he might be able to salvage this play. He's going to get ran out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So back to the line of scrimmage after what could have been another bad error for the Lions offense here.
It's a lot of running just to get back to the line of scrimmage, like you said. One guy to beat, and you just couldn't get past him.
Just too much ground to cover.
Right. It feels like it's a lot of nerves right now, right? You come out of halftime with the 10-0 lead. Guthrie does what they do on their first offensive possession. It's just calming down, getting back to basics. What worked for you in the first half, that short-term passing game, those blitzers are going to be coming, picking those up, picking your spots for your receivers, finding those gaps that they give up. Just got to settle down here.
Second 10, Noah dropping back, looking to the left side. He's got Watkins on a quick little hitch route. Watkins fights for some extra yardage. It's a first down for the Blanchard offense. 7:33. Clock winding. They've now got the ball to their own 33-yard line.
That's exactly. And that's really good recognition there from Watkins, right? The cornerback for Guthrie was playing off a couple, just a short hitch route there, and he's able to fight for a couple extra yards. That's the stuff. That's the stuff that's going to get you in rhythm if you're this Blanchard offense. That's the stuff that was getting you successful drives in that first half.
It's going to help your quarterback settle back down, too, after kind of having a little bit of a fear there as the quick RPO bubble action, unable to connect there between Smith and Vickery. So ball goes out of bounds on the incomplete pass. Bring up 2nd and 10 for the Lions.
As much as that short game pass was working in the first half, very important for the Lions to mix in some of that run game. Not as many gash plays, obviously, in that first half during the run game that you saw, but there was some intermediate success that would end up leading down the line to some passing stuff that was very gashy, if you will.
Smith rolling out to his right side. Got two blockers leading his way. He's going to go one-on-one matchup to Corrick. Corrick's going to sidestep his corner. He's going to break free. He's got one man to meet. It's shoestring tackled at the Guthrie 31-yard line. So first down by Corrick Pierce off the little rollout flag action there. Great quick sidestep. Get past his defender and even get some extra yardage there.
That was really good blocking there. I couldn't see who it was out of the corner of my eye, but that extra yardage that he was able to get, some really good downfield blocking there by the wide receivers.
Handoff's going to go to Gunnar Fugit. Bounces off one defender to his right side, eventually roped down after a gain of 2 yards. So 2nd and 8 for the Lions, and pressing into Blue Jay territory.
And what's important here is we've now entered no man's land, right? I mean, pretty much now you're essentially playing for, 4 downs, trying to get that first. So really good position here for the Blanchard O. Really good response after that stalled out drive in the first. Really excited to see what they draw up here with about 6 minutes left in the third.
Lions still staying with a tight end set here. Mosher is going to be to the left of Noah Smith as well as Gunnar Fugit. Smith is going to pull the handoff back at wide receiver screen to Brayson. He's got one man to beat. Corner goes on the inside. He's going to just easily walk into the end zone here. So the second touchdown of the night for Grayson Carter, a Yarbrough & Sons touchdown yet again at his hands and feet.
Really good awareness by Brayson to see, who's around him after the catch, those yards after the play, ever so important for these skill position players. But I got to give a special shout-out to Cole Watkins, man, blocking his butt off, essentially blocking two guys. The linebacker came back over trying to tackle Brayson. Cole Watkins essentially blocking two guys. Brayson's able to walk into the end zone for 6.
PAT coming up. Alex Price. Ball is kicked. Signal is good. Lions going to regain that 10-point lead that they had coming out of the half. A little bit of breathing room yet again.
Yeah, 27-17 your score. 5:54 left in the game. We'll take a break with them. You are watching Blanchard Lions football.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Surface Experts is your one-stop shop for all of your hard surface damage. If you have a scratch, chip, crack, burn mark, or hole,
Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex here. Blanchard America, your site for a 27-17 game. Blanchard currently holding the lead over the Guthrie Blue Jays 5A. It's the Squirtle game of the week. It's our game of the week. It's the franchise game of the week. It is the place to be on a Friday night. Blanchard, great response by the offense to go down and score the ball. Defense, another great test to put up against this Guthrie team that has found... that is a...
Turf Monster is present yet again on the left side of the broadcast angle view of the field on the Guthrie kickoff return. So
it's the second time.
Another optimal starting position here for the Lions defense. Blue Jays got to drive 88 yards here to put another 7 if they want.
And, what a great day it's been for the offense just so far in about 2.5 quarters of play, especially what you saw last week, just an offense that really struggled to put stuff together against Newcastle. You like seeing the adjustments made in the week leading up to this game. They've been on fire against a really good Guthrie defense. That cannot be understated in this game.
Yeah, still some growing pains with it. A couple, false starts and turnovers. But once we get those hashed out, you really like kind of the progression that you're seeing so far.
But you're seeing a lot from this Guthrie offense. A struggle for this Blanchard defense. They've gotten the run game. It is alive and well, whether it be on the edges, through the middle. They found some early success. Luckily, they're having to drive the length of the field essentially, but you have to like the spot that the Blanchard D is in. Just got to rally up.
After the inside run, it's going to bring up 2nd and 4 for Guthrie. 5:20 left to go in the third quarter. Guthrie sticking with their 3 wide receiver set to the left of the quarterback. Going to do a direct quarterback run again. He's going to be hit by Corey Pierce and eventually wrapped by a bunch of others. As seeing kind of so much with that running, trying to get to where they're almost holding them up when you've got a gang of tacklers to try to force another turnover.
What's something to keep note of, and if you're watching on stream, you can see this. With this power run game that Guthrie is presenting, there is a lot of opportunities, and you can see it on stream. There's a lot of swiping happening as these gang tackles are happening. You're seeing guys like Corick and Brayson go in and try and strip the ball. Hasn't been successful yet. They've made a living on that, in previous years. Guthrie's really good at ball control for the most part, but just keep an eye on that as this game continues to grow in the second.
Back to a 4-wide set, kind of going with a receiver screen setup here. Ball is out after contact. 2 Lions defenders get on it. Unsure which one technically got it, but
I don't want to call myself a fortune teller, but I'll take credit for that one. You're welcome. That was kind of the the anti-curse, if you will. You don't really talk about stuff that might end up happening or not happening, but fortune on Blanchard's side as you get a punch out, if you will.
Braxton Rican was looking to be the most celebratory on the way off, so maybe it's him that got it. But this open, now that we've got the ball back, we don't do what we almost did on that last series where we turned it over. Guthrie got the ball, they immediately throw a pick. So it's like, hey, let's not have a repeat of 2 repeats.
And I don't think it's too much to say that this might be the most important possession for this Blanchard of the game. A huge opportunity here.
So Guthrie blitz finally breaks through, gets what they've wanted all night, a big sack on Noah Smith on quarterback drop back. It's going to be probably about a loss of about 10 yards here, maybe just about.
11.
2nd and 21.
Yeah, big. That's a big chunk play for the Newcastle D, pushing Blanchard back. Not a great place to start, but again, we talk about it. We've seen a couple of these opportunities before where you're in 2nd and long. Don't have to get all that back in one, but got to pull some out of your pocket to where you're getting a good chunk of that yard.
As far as you've got a 3rd and long,
I like that.
Might be thinking, hey, let's blitz again.
Yeah,
we've got sophomore quarterback back there. Try to see if we can, basically do what we did on that 1st down, push him further back to help out our offense on an eventual punt. So Lions staying same personnel here. 3 receivers going to be to the left of Smith. He's going to have McIntyre. Looks to be lining up to the right side now.
Far
Play
side
clock down
corner.
2-0. We're going to either get a delay game or timeout.
This is going to be a delay game.
With how far back you are, Lions are just going to take the penalty to keep those timeouts for later on in the game. So
it's an interesting spot you saw on that far side there. The corner that was opposite Corrick was playing up. Pressure D. Gotta expect that if he plays the same way, doesn't look like he will here. You thought it might have seen a shot there on the far side.
Only 4 coming up. They rush dude off the edge. Noah Smith's going to toss it up to avoid yet another sack. Not in the range anywhere close to Corrick Pierce. A 4th and long coming up for the Lions. 3:43 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Anticipating a punt here. Ball is on the Lions 47. So needing to pin him back again. Hopefully we can get maybe a good bounce. Maybe Turf Monster and get Guthrie's return man here again, as it looks like quarterback Colton Carlock is going to be
intrigued to see what happens if they even show.
So a high snap. Smith is going to be unable to reel it in. A crucial turnover yet again by the Lions. I say crucial, but just like just a
mental error,
bad
mental
timing, especially with how far back it went. I mean, trying to think where we started this drive, and now we're back into our own territory here. So just same thing like we talked about, just an unideal series, but you need to put it in the past, need to rally up here on defense, try to hold to either a complete stop or a field goal yet again with a 10-point lead. 3:36 left to go.
You feel like that drive never had anywhere to start based off of what happened with that sack, but it's all about compounding errors, just putting yourselves in bad situations. Just got to be able to rally behind those mistakes.
2-back set. They're going to go back to the sophomore quarterback. Moving Colton Carlock back to kind of a halfback position here in this offense. First time I can think that we've seen a 2-back set out of it.
Yeah.
Single receivers on both sides. Kind of back to a heavy tight end set here with Blake Doles rounding out that additional tight end spot.
It's a really good start here. Again, that first and about nothing game, just 2 yards. You're starting in a good spot if you're the defense. Can't allow anything big here.
Pistol set, 2 tight ends. Motion over to the right side. Go heavy there. Wrapped up in the backfield. Wasn't immediately tackled, but held up long enough for defenders to get recovery, as looks like a line defender is going to have to come off. Is that Rinkin maybe?
That was Rinkin.
Here,
Looks
Rinkin
like he
came off, one of the linebackers, so
dead armed. He's shaking it around now.
Yeah. It might have been him on the wrap-up where he just missed the receiver, got right past him, and like you said, just kind of dead armed almost in a sense. So Lions trying to get defense figured out here. 3-4 sets counter. Guthrie's trips to the left, single back. 14's going to roll out to the right, surveying. He's got his feet set. He's got a quick out route. He's going to complete that for a first down. So the pass by Rice to his left side in the flats is going to bring up new set of downs on Blanchard's 15-yard line here.
That was a really good pass. I mean, there was really good coverage there by the defensive secondary. Not quite a thread the needle situation, but you definitely had to let those routes develop for them to work, and that's exactly what happened with Guthrie. Not enough pressure to really necessitate any hurry up, and those routes were able to develop, and he made a really good pass.
So Tripp's going to be to the right side of the formation now. They're going to motion their tight end over the right side. He's going to get hand down in the grass. Direct quarterback run again by Rice to the right side. Stopped after maybe a gain of 1 yard. Gage on the tackle there for the Lions, Gage Ellison.
It's an interesting spot, right? Because, again, a really good first down play by the defense, 2nd and long here. They're obviously in field goal range. Do they decide to take that field goal, barring this down and distance here, and if the defense can keep it up?
Yeah, being only down by 10.
Right.
If
has to
they
be an
feel
option.
Comfortable enough and they've got good alignment as far as the goalposts go, maybe on the Elijah Smith handoff up the middle. It's going to be a minimal gain yet again. 3rd and long facing the Blue Jays, pressing into Blanchard goal line territory yet again.
I don't think you're expecting run here. This is pretty much a similar situation that you saw the last down and distance. Ended up completing that out route pass. They could pull out a run potentially, but got to be watching out for some tricky stuff here in the red zone if you're the Blanchard D.
Yeah, I think, like you said, the tricky stuff's definitely in play. I think you got to factor in if they do say they want to go for it regardless.
Yeah.
They don't want to go for a field goal. I wouldn't rule out the run entirely because they might take it, get a short yard gain. Play clock's running down. We're going to get a Blue Jays timeout here.
We're going to take it with them. It's 27-17. Blanchard D backed up in the red zone. 24 seconds left in the third. You were watching Blanchard football.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
So you want to create your future, discover a path worth traveling down, find a career to get excited about. For decades, Career Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Oklahoma Career Tech.
Welcome back. 24 seconds left in this contest. Blanchard Guthrie, your game. 27-17 your score. It's a big 3rd and 6 here, Carson. I toss it to you.
2 tight end set. They're going to motion 20 over to the left side. Be heavy on the formation there. Roll out coming yet again for Rice. He's got a receiver on a sit route. I think he caught it, but I don't think he got any feet down for the touchdown. Was inside the pylon. He's going to get signaled inbounds for a touchdown.
Again, we've seen those plays before where number 3 has slotted out to a wide receiver position, and you saw it there. I guess he tiptoed his way into it. Didn't really get off the ground enough.
It's a good
with
catch,
a ref right in front of there.
I thought he had to kind of jump up a little bit for it. By the time he got it and shoved out of bounds, that didn't keep a foot in. But
those are 2 really good passes on 3rd and longs that Guthrie completed to get that score.
Successful PAT by the Blue Jays is going to bring it back to a field goal point game. 27-24, Lions lead, 15 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
We're going to take a break, 1 minute. We will be back. You are watching Blanchard Lions football.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Experience the power of Wi-Fi 6 technology for smoother streaming, gaming, and learning. And with the Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, managing your home network is a breeze. Choose from multiple plans with symmetrical speeds for lightning-fast uploads and downloads. Get your family school-ready with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Sign up today at gopioneer.com.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1.
Welcome back. End of the third quarter approaching. 15 seconds left. Lions lead the Blue Jays 27-24. Carson, the only way I can think to describe this game is slobber knocker quality, if you will, if I could borrow from the great Jim Ross, one of the great professional wrestling commentators of his time. It's been back and forth all game long.
After the high pooch kick, it's going to be caught.
Can't ask for a better one, though. With how much anticipation was building during the week, it is a homecoming week for Blanchard. That only raises the stakes, if you will. A lot of people coming from out of town, just a lot of butts in seats, if you will, in general. You couldn't ask for a better game, especially on the offensive ends. A lot of people thought this was going to be a defensive slugfest, and it's turned out to be quite the opposite. Both offenses really humming for the 5A and 4A squads.
After the Derek Palmer fair catch, Lions going to go with kind of a roll-out screen concept there. I'm not sure if that was planned, busted, miscommunication there, but no connection made. 2nd and 10 on their own 32-yard line, 12 seconds to go in the third quarter.
What's so interesting about, and we've talked about it ad nauseum, it feels like, for this Guthrie defense, with the pressure that they are sending, you're finding a lot of guys anywhere. They've found success in the flats, down the middle. They've had a couple of, sideline goes that have really worked for them. So a lot of stuff's working. You just got to put it all together in crunch time.
So the rollout again by Noah Smith's just going to ever so slightly overthrow Brayson Carter on the flag route. So 3rd and 10, 6 seconds to go in the third quarter. Lions needing the first down.
Seems like Coach Craig is garnering for a hold there. Might have been on that far side on that rollout. Doesn't get it. To be fair, I will say both refs, or for both sides, I guess, the reffing has been pretty much non-existent tonight. Not a lot of flags thrown, just a couple of false starts here and there for Blanchard, but for the most part, the refs are letting them play. And honestly, can't ask for much better when the refs are not a part of the game, especially in a high-build matchup such as this one.
2 receivers to the right of Smith, along with the tight end. Timeout's going to be brought in by the Lions to avoid a delay game.
And we're going to take it with them. 6 seconds left here in the third quarter. Lions lead 27-24. You're watching Blanchard Lions football.
On high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at theamgteam.com.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you.
Welcome back. Final play of the third, probably here to resume. Carson, I toss it to you. Blanchard with the ball.
And we're going to get a false start by the Lions out of a timeout. Coach Craig is not going to be happy about that one.
Out of a timeout, that's tough, right? Because we've seen a little bit of a mental lapse here. from this Blanchard O. Just a lot of mental mistakes. You know, that was a big point of contention for Coach Craig on Tuesday's Coaches Show. He said that there's a very good chance that whoever has the least amount of penalties, the least amount of mental mistakes is the one that's going to be coming out of this game with a victory, because it's those little things that add up, right? It's not really one big play. It's just these little things that just push you a little further back.
Smith's going to roll out to the right side yet again. He's going to toss the ball up for Corrick Pierce. Oh, Corrick almost just turned over to his right shoulder just a touch too late. Probably would have gotten it if been able to. It would have just been a big conversion. So 4th and 15 coming up to start the fourth quarter for your Lions.
I think we're going to keep it here. Just have a couple of bookkeeping things to get to. Obviously, it is the Squirtle game of the week. And it's also the first time both of these programs have faced each other in school history. As you can see on the stream, Coach not happy with his unit right now. But we just wanted to take this time to shout out a couple of the sponsors. Tonight's game sponsor is Blanchard Eye Care. Big shout out to Blanchard Eye Care for not only being tonight's sponsor, but with us the rest of the way this season. They've been with us for the past 3 years. One of the first to ever be with us. So we appreciate them. We also want to thank First United Bank and Mortgage, Quick Wrench, Yarbrough and Sons Heating and Air, Craig & Street Orthodontics, Keeler Custom Homes, RV Oasis, Tanner Foster, Edward Jones, the LB Realty Group, Brightway Insurance, Blanchard Eye Care, the Wolf Family, Coops Performance Gym, Blanchard Animal Hospital, and the Dental Garage. And with all that being said, the Dental Garage, someone who is new this year in the ranks of the people who partner with us to make this stuff happen, they are the fourth quarter sponsor for the entire season. And it's a big fourth quarter coming up. Carson Blanchard holding on to a 27-24 lead. Blanchard offense backed up, about to punt it back to Guthrie. But big thanks to everyone who supports us. We quite literally would not be able to do it without you. The great Nate also along with us in the office tonight, as well as Ashley Robertson, the brains behind this operation, and pretty much the brains behind what is the Coaches Show on Tuesdays. And then Addison Scott back in our 104.5 Classic Rock studios. For those of you listening on the dial or on the KRXO app on iOS and Android, available for those here. We see Blanchard here at the start of the fourth in a punting situation. Carson, I toss it to you.
4th and 15. Noah Smith a little bit deeper back here. He's going to get a quick, high-arcing punt off for the Lions. Going to take a little bit of a Blanchard bounce. Be down right at the 50-yard line. So defense needing to hold up for 49 yards here at the minimum.
I will say this, right? This defense has been out there for a lot of possessions, and they've been in some really, really bad situations as far as field position, and they've given up, some ground on some really, really good field positions. But you got to feel good if you're the defense right now, just based off of, what's been and what's, the law of averages. They've done some work here. Obviously, they found a little rhythm as far as Guthrie's offensive output. But as long as you can get work done in those first and second downs and make them throw the ball, they found great success there.
Harlock back at quarterback for the Blue Jays. After the guards counter and pull, he's going to keep running upfield. Ball might be out. Blanchard defense signaling that it's down and out.
Guess who? Brayson Carter. We talked about it a little bit there in the second quarter and the third with the runs that Guthrie has presented. A lot of those group tackles that happens allows, guys like Brayson Carter to go in and strip the ball, and that's exactly what happened. We've seen that done time and time again by Brayson. He's making a name for himself right now on both ends, and he has a really strong position to potentially be our LB Realty Group player of the game by the end of it. But Blanchard holding on to a 3-point lead here. Carson, it's another opportunity for the offense to make up some ground that they have let go of the past couple of possessions, so we'll see what they do here.
After the Blue Jays turnover, Lions are going to get the ball on their own 43-yard line. Carter's going to motion across. Swires is going to keep it for himself. Be brought down for loss of yardage there. Swarm of Guthrie Blue Jays in the backfield.
We should say Shattuck Swires has officially taken Noah Smith's place again. We've seen a little bit of a double quarterback, not necessarily a battle, but just an attack, if that's the correct word to use. We've seen both of these guys in multiple drives, so we'll see what they can concoct here on 2nd and long.
Swires with 3 receivers to the left of him. Guthrie is going to blitz heavy yet again. Vickery's going to catch it on just kind of a quick little 5-yard sit-down route. They brought that middle linebacker up on their left side of the defense, kind of blitzing that A-gap. Lions picked up on it, convert the pass. They can pay if they want to keep getting a little greedy here with the blitzing.
And I'll say this, I think Shaddix, the times that he's been in for these drives, has done really well in picking up those coverages. He's done really well in finding that open guy, that open slot, based off of who's the guy that's rushing him. So we'll see if we can get the same here in a 3rd and 6 situation.
McIntyre to the right of Swires here. Guthrie bringing yet again the same blitzer. He's going to be – Swires rallies around, tries to step up, slips on the turf, and we're going to get a 4th and long for the Lions. 10-18 running clock here to go.
And that's just kind of what happens when you dial the pressure as much as Guthrie does, right? I'll say it was a good job by the running back for Blanchard to pick up the blitz and make a good block out of it, but it's so close to what's happening in the quarterback. He's having to make a decision earlier than he wants to, and you see a slip-up like he did right there. It's happened plenty of times on both sides of the ball with Guthrie players and Blanchard players, but just at a very inopportune time punting it back to Guthrie with about 10 left to go.
And props to Guthrie on it. They've been really good on timing it up as well, but a great punt here for the Lions. Gonna keep getting the line bounce right to the 10-yard line. So unsuccessful offensively, but when you can get a punt like that, you feel okay with it. Blue Jays are going to need to drive 90 yards with 9:40 to go to regain the type of lead.
Would like to say that there is an opposite broadcast happening. Jerry Ramsey and Sean Thurmond on the call on 107.7 The Franchise. We like to pick up those around us. And he would also like me to say that you can hear him on the actual music station that we're broadcasting on right now, 104.5 Classic Rock. He is on from 8A to 12P every single day. So if you like the kind of music they're playing in the 70s and 80s realm, you can listen to Jerry's sweet voice from 8A to 12P every single day, Monday through Sunday on KRX. So, but back to the action.
Lions going to counter with their 3-4. Look on defense yet again. Run up the middle. It's going to be brought down after a game of about 4 yards here in the Elijah Smith carry.
You've seen a common theme in these past couple of drives for the Blanchard D, and we've talked about it, doing the work early, right? Getting them in these 2nd and long predicaments. They have not found pretty much no or just a little bit of success through the air. Guthrie has. It's really all come on the ground. So if you can force those throws, they haven't been able to complete very much. So good start for this Blanchard defense here.
Or like motions tight end over to his right side. He's going to get some lead blocking yet again. He's got some open space. He's going to get a 1st down. Lions trying to hold him up. Probably rip the ball out again after lots of extra yardage after the contact. Finally brought down right around Lions, Blue Jays 36-yard line. So 8:52 left to go. New set of downs for the Blue Jays here.
You have to give credit to Carlock. I mean, we've talked about it. We've said almost a million times now that he's going to make it happen for their offense, and he has for the most part. So we'll see if they keep leaning on him.
After cutting around, after some good blocking by Guthrie front line, Smith is going to get a gain of 6 yards here. He's got a 2nd and 4 coming up for the Blue Jays.
How do you stop the gash, Carson? I mean, like we said, they're finding success from the ground, but you're starting to see a drive developing here just solely based on ground coverage. Just start up on that defensive line. Is it more of the linebackers reading what gap they're trying to shoot? What's really happening behind the scenes here?
It's a multitude of factors. Seems like a lot of it. I mean, they're going to heavy set, and they've got size for it.
Yeah.
Also pulling a lot of their guards, and then out of that having kind of an option for Carlock back there. A lot of times he's reading the right one, going with his defenders. But
you just had to be ready on all sides.
With that option element, it shuts your, whoever's coming off the edge, responsible for the running back, kind of shuts him down to respect it for half a second. That gives Carlock a foot on your defender to keep going up. They're getting good press on it. And it's so hard when it gets this far into the game, where it's just kind of a mental and a physical battle up front and by your backers to stay
disciplined,
A, engaged, and B, to wrap up, as Watkins is going to finally bring down Elijah Smith. I think we're going to get a personal foul. I saw I don't know, after Smith's run, if he threw the football down. I don't know if it was that or something else, but that might end up getting 15 called back on that run.
Hasn't been a lot of yellow. We've seen a couple of false starts. Refs have been largely not a factor in this game. We'll see if a Guthrie extracurricular shoves them back a little bit further than they might have wanted to.
And this is to that mental and physical part. Lion defenders were there, made contact, but you got to stay engaged. You got to stay wrapped up. Spins off of it and then gives up, another 20 yards on it. Fortunately, gets called back a couple of yards here after penalty on the Blue Jays. 27-24, Blanchard Lions leading, 7:23 to go. Blue Jays into Lions territory now.
That was a play that was going to get you knocking at the red zone. Now back to the 36 for the Blue Jays.
So they're going to pull guards yet again, but they're going to give the handoff, brought down by Gage Ellison. The outside run after a gain of 3 yards. 2nd and 7 coming up.
Again, this is the first matchup between these schools in school history. It's a big one. Perennial powerhouse is Guthrie. They're well known in the 5A ranks. Blanchard obviously just as well known in the 4A ranks. It's been a great game. As billed, as advertised. I feel like rarely you get these cross-stream matchups, if you will, that live up to the hype, but it's been all in that for all 3.5 quarters.
So kind of had a quarterback option there. Carlock keeps it, eventually rallied down.
This is a big time spot, right? Feels like we're in no man's land for Guthrie. Feels like they're out of range for a field goal. Don't really know the extent of the kicker for Guthrie. He has kicked a field goal before. Was definitely a lot closer to the what feels like in range for a high school kicker. But we'll see if they're playing for 4 downs here. You have to suspect that they are.
Yeah, this is 4th down territory for a couple of reasons. One, I don't think their kid has the leg, especially at high school level for it. But number 2, 3rd and 5, you can probably get 4th and short if you run something. Blue Jays going to have to burn a timeout here.
And we're going to take it with them. 27-24 your score. Guthrie knocking on the door of a red zone visit against the Blanchard D. 5:57 left here. You were watching Blanchard Lions football.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Surface Experts is your one-stop shop for all of your hard surface damage. If you have a scratch, chip, crack.
Welcome back. 5:57 to go here. Drake Vidito alongside Carson Craig. 27-24 your score. Blanchard ahead of the Guthrie Blue Jays. Guthrie with a 3rd and 5 situation here on the 31. Got to feel like 4 down territory for the Blue Jays. I pass it off to Carson.
Passing quarterback in for the Blue Jays. They're going to go 5 wide out of a bunch set. He's looking immediately to his right side. It's going to be incompleted after the Gage Ellison jump up in the face on the vertical concept there for the Blue Jays. So 4th and 5, 5:53, clock is stopped. Blue Jays have the ball on the Lions' 31-yard line.
It's an intriguing spot, right? Obviously, they're going to go for it, but with the timeouts that Guthrie has had to burn, they only have 1 timeout left, 5:53 here to go. Blanchard gets a stop. You have a really good chance to manufacture a drive, take some time off the clock, but it all starts here with a 4th down defensive stand.
Had success on the rollout. I was kind of anticipating that. Lions are going to get a stop. Rice's pass is incomplete out in the flats to Eli Plagg. So Lions get, yet again, another big stop here. It's might have some cramps going on for Jackson Oliver.
Yeah, I saw that. Went down. He's limping, obviously, on his own weight. You love to see that. But, yeah, it's a hot night here. I think it was about 100 degrees driving in. Obviously, it's cooled off with the sun going down, a little bit of breeze up here in the press box. But sometimes that cramp monster gets you when you don't necessarily want it to. But, Carson, great defensive stand there. And now, just like we said a play ago, a great chance to manufacture a drive, take some time off the clock.
Yeah, Blanchard 5:48, needing to execute here, not make the mental mistakes they've been for the second half. Handoff up the middle is going to be for no gain to Fugit. So Lions going to have 2nd and 10 coming up again. Clock still running.
Yeah, you're going to get your 40 seconds marked off here. Got to feel like they're going to go with another run. The Guthrie team, this is where it gets interesting. They have one timeout left. Do they burn it? Do you go, 3 plays here, burn the timeout? Do you wait until that 4th down to burn that timeout and then just say to your offense, whoever time's left on the clock, got to just work it out of bounds, try and manufacture something on the offensive end, thinking that that's going to last time you're going to have the ball in your hands.
Yeah, with 5 minutes, they'll hold on to it here. They're going to blitz heavy again. We're going to stay on the ground. Fugit's going to get maybe about a gain of 6 yards, 5 yards here. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Lions.
It's a good run.
Clock's going to keep running down. Now, they'll sit on this timeout. They either want to keep it for when they need to drive or if they have another unsuccessful drive here again, holding on for maybe, like you were saying, maybe get to a 3rd down, burning it then. So 4:34, ball on line zone 36.
Trying to
Smith
hard
is going to give
snap
a
here.
hard count.
Yeah.
He's got Brayson and Corey Pierce to his right, Mosher to his right, behind the tackle. Fugit is going to take the handoff. He's got a lot of open space here. He's going to hit kind of a safe fall down to stay inbounds and keep the clock running.
Now the script officially switches, right? Because now not only have you successfully burned some of that play clock, now you're basically telling Guthrie that you're going to have to use that timeout here on these down and distance sets at some point.
Well, there's still a lot of time with 4 minutes, and each play is the Blanchard offense got to execute. Another play they got to execute again. So after the Gunnar Fugit First United first down, Lions are going to go kind of a bunch wide set over there with Brayson and Corrick. After another hard count, ball is mishandled. Noah Smith is going to keep it for himself. Needs to stay in bounds. I think he's going to get tackled out of bounds. Clock is going to now stop. 3:40. 2nd and long after the mishandled snap. So that's kind of almost did the reverse
time and situation.
Almost did the reverse jinx, like you were saying on the fumble earlier. Where
I'll take
another
responsibility for that.
Almost potential mental mistake here for the Lions, but able to kind of recoup it for what it's worth. So Lions 2nd and 13, ball in their own 43, clock stop 3:40 left to go in the 4th quarter, leading 27-24 over the Guthrie Blue Jays.
It's going to be an interesting situation here. Just those little mental mistakes that just put you a little bit behind the sticks. I know you're trying to wind down the clock, but a pass.
Smith's got Watkins on an island. Watkins had it, made a football play, and then it got knocked out. The refs are going to signal it as incomplete. I thought it'd almost be more of a fumble out of bounds.
Obviously, we don't have the greatest angle over here happening on the far side on the left. Never really knew if he came down with it and had a couple of steps and then got it forced out or if it was just an incomplete, but ref right in front of it to make the call. Tough break. It's an interesting decision to throw the ball with this much time, but got to feel like you might end up throwing it again here and just going for broke.
Could even.
Looks like they're going to be.
They're going to need
I think
to hurry.
That's exactly what
Hurry
they might
up
be
and go.
doing.
Play clock, 4 seconds left. Smith's going to roll out to his right side. He's got a little bit of time. He's going to throw it to Corrick Pierce. Corrick's going to rally it in just. We're going to be right at the sticks. We'll probably get a measurement. We'll probably get an official timeout for a measurement here because marked down right at the 45-yard line. That stick is right in between 46 and 45. Now we're going to be
I
short.
think we're going to get the big boys in here.
That'd be short. 3 minutes, 26 seconds left. Cork was running out of bounds on that catch, so play clock stopped here.
I see Chauncey Conway subbing in, as well as, is that Gage Ellison on the left edge there, going with the power set?
Heavy set here. Hard snap. Players looking over sideline. We've got 5-4. We'll probably go a timeout here. Timeout. It's one of those. You've got 3 timeouts.
Right.
3 and 26, very crucial.
Still ran out of bounds in the previous play. I mean,
don't need to
rush it.
Yeah, you don't want to have a rush play here.
It's easily the most important play of the game, one that could potentially almost secure a win. But Carson, it's been a great matchup so far, and obviously we just want to shout out the fourth quarter sponsor, Dental Garage. It's been a heck of a fourth quarter so far, and it feels like it's one of those games that's going to come down to the final possession of the game for it to be finally decided. But a big opportunity here for this Blanchard offense to potentially almost seal the deal here against a really good Guthrie Blue Jays 5A squad.
So, yeah, you're looking at it. You got 3:26 left on the clock. So, say you get your first down here. I mean, You're talking each play, if you keep it on the ground, you're going to have to bleed 40 seconds off. So, hypothetically, let's say we get down to 3:15. You burn another 40 on your next play. It's going to be about 2:30-something left to go.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get another on the ground, I anticipate then Guthrie would go to using that timeout. So, yeah, looked like Blanchard actually had 2 timeouts there, so we're only down to 1. But, yeah, call your timeout, get everybody on the same page, make sure we know what we're doing, and go put your head down, go execute, go win yourself a football game on a single play here.
Again, Chauncey Conway subbing in, that little bit of a power RB spot. Noah Smith, your quarterback.
Conway is going to motion out. Lions are actually going to try to punt here. If we get a good bounce, we can pin them. Does take a Lions bounce. It's going to be pinned at the 9-yard line. So Blue Jays are going to have to now drive the field. 3:14 left to go. Go 91 yards.
Is it? 91? Yeah, 91. You're the math man, not me. You're the doctor. I am just the guy that talks. That's pretty much it. We said it was going to come down to the final possession. Depending on, this is the exact situation that we were talking about leading up, to these final minutes. Guthrie has found success running the ball. They are not going to be able to dedicate all of this 3:14 to running the ball, especially. They're going to have to incorporate some out-of-bounds stuff because that clock's just going to keep running.
It kind of looked like a busted play here for a second, but Carlock's going to actually get some positive yardage out of it. Extended play out for Smith for kind of the handoff, maybe some read there, and Smith was nowhere to be found, so Carlock takes off to his right side, runs out of bounds after about a 2-yard gain. So ball now on the 11-yard line, 2nd and 8 to go, clock stop, 3:07.
Really good first down play for Blanchard, obviously. Off the miscommunication, I'm taking advantage of it. 2nd and long, you love it here. You know they're going to be playing four downs every time, no matter how far out.
Pass coming. He's going to roll out to – going to toss it up high. Cork is right there to make a play. He's in phase there with Blake Doles kind of on the deep post route, unable to connect. 3rd and 8 coming up. We've got a Guthrie Blue Jay player down. I'm unsure if that's line or quarterback.
There was a hit that took place immediately after the throw. I think that might be.
Probably is
that Carlock.
So if he is, especially with them, they have to take a injury timeout. He'll have to come off. So
yeah,
obviously
obviously
Rice coming back in. He's kind of been a little bit more their pass guy tonight.
Yeah, you saw with that Blanchard D just dialing up the pressure a little bit. They were really getting the backfield. I think Carlock threw the ball earlier than he was wanting it to, just kind of airmailed it out. Good job by the Blanchard defense to drum up that pressure, but obviously never a great situation when pretty much the guy that makes it happen for them on a lot of their plays is down in the final minutes of a really good game.
Yeah,
he's up under his own feet though.
Don't want to play her out, especially due to injury, and in a contest like this. But Good to see that he's up, walking over the sideline. Hopefully he's able to return sooner than later for Guthrie Blue Jays.
Just two physical teams as well. I mean, there's been a lot of hard hits tonight, especially with Guthrie committing to the run as much as they have. There's just more of an opportunity for those types of hits to open up. But just a bunch of powerhouses, if you will, for 4A and 5A going after it. So we'll see if he ends up coming back into the game. But nevertheless, 3rd and 8 situation here for the Lions, Carson. Looking good. It's a good spot to be in right now, especially with the lack of success they've had with the pass.
Yeah, this is interesting for Guthrie. I anticipate being down. This probably is a 4th down territory for them, especially with only having one timeout. They're going to maybe convert here. It's going to be called a catch on the sideline.
Those out routes have been their friend all night long. Their last score was off 2 out routes, rolling the quarterback out.
You're fine with that as a defense. If you
Right.
want to run 5-yard routes, I mean, the downside is it is stopping the clock for them right now, but you don't want to give up anything major.
Yeah.
Just want to be there and make the tackle, and some of those times you can jump it, but we're going to get movement from Lions formation. We're going to have legal motion. I believe 2 men were moving around after that, so this is going to get called back. Now, play still did run, didn't get blown dead. It's incomplete pass by the Blue Jays. I don't know if Lions probably still take this penalty just because they've been heavy on a lot of the short game stuff.
Yeah.
I think we'll take it even though it stays a 2nd down.
Did they take it? Flag's still on the ground.
Moving the down marker back, so they're about to mark it off.
I see Gunnar Fugit subbing in for what looks to be, I think that was Braden Stacy. Fugit playing a little bit on both sides of the ball.
Might have gone over. It's kind of a nickel set maybe. Roll out again by Rice. He's going to pump fake. Steps up. Ball's tipped. Almost intercepted. It might have been.
I think it might have hit the ground. Yeah. It's a good call.
Hit the ground, but great effort there by Fugit off the tip.
Good awareness as well to find
it. Try to go and get that. So Rice rolled out to his left side. Didn't have anything at first. Kind of pump fake slipped at kind of the same time. I had enough space to step up. Ball got tipped at the line. Fugit dived, almost got it. So 2nd and 15 for the Blue Jays. 2:40. Clock is stopped. 4 wide set here. Receiver's going to motion in. Still in motion. He's going to go turn it up route. Got 3 wide on the side. Vickery is just touch behind the pass. Could have been intercepted, but no Blue Jays receivers near that pass off from Rice. So 3rd and 15 coming up for the Lions defense here. Ball on the 16.
Obviously keeping everything in front of you. Obviously the only success that this Guthrie O has been able to find in the pass game have been those out routes, those short out routes. They're trying to get stuff on the edges so they can immediately run out of bounds. You know that that's what they're going to be looking for. Still have to pay attention for that middle attack, but Blanchard's been able to map it out pretty well so far.
3 wide to the left quarterback. Rice is going to roll out again. He does have a receiver. It's going to be broken up by Vickery.
It's a great
4th and long coming up. That's 2 weeks in a row we've seen that Vickery had that Newcastle game on this other end zone. Newcastle receiver just got just a step past him, had his hands on the ball. Vickery punched it out. So he's done a great job here early in the season, rallying up on a couple of these routes and making those receivers go earn the catch when they get their hands on it.
Yeah, that was definitely a catch at its apex kind of catch for that Guthrie wide receiver, but he brought it down, and Vickery was right there to break it up. Really good individual effort there for Reston, and a big 4th down opportunity here for this Blanchard defense to seal it.
Defense lining up to the 3 wide set. Trip set. It's going to be intercepted by Jackson Oliver 2 weeks in a row. We've had an interception by him. He's going to be bringing it back, and he's going to get finally knocked down. We've got a flag back around the midfield.
Yeah, that would be Colton Carlock grabbing Brayson by the helmet, shoving him down. Obviously, it's a good spot for Blanchard to be in to seal the victory. Obviously, a lot of extracurriculars coming out This is the second out of 3 games for Guthrie that have come down to the wire. That loss against Tuttle, also a final last-ditch effort for Tuttle to score there in the waning minutes. So just a little bit of an uncharacteristic there from Colton Carlock, but good job by Brayson to handle it. He kind of just took it and left, knowing that the game is outside of barring any craziness happening, that this is kind of sealed in the bag.
Yeah, still go execute.
Yeah.
We've had too many mishandled snaps.
Right.
Write it in stone, but 2:14 after
we'll write it in
Jackson,
pen for now. How about that?
after the Jackson Oliver interception is returned to about the 20-yard line, but with the penalty, half the goal of the distance, that's going to bring up a new set of downs for your Lions in scoring territory, really. So,
what's the play here? You just running the ball?
Well, you see,
there's no trickery going to be happening, right?
Well, I mean, there is the.
They have a timeout left.
Well, some teams in this situation might give up a touchdown, so it's kind of one of those. If you get a wide open gap, you need to get down, because it's almost, you only got one timeout. You're not going to be able to get any kind of stop here. We're going to bleed a lot of clock with a 40-second play clock, so I almost say you'd almost want to just try to let us score and just try off luck, get a quick score, and then an onside. But
and give credit to I believe that was McIntyre. Him and Fugate have both been really good, just mental decision-making, falling. You saw it on that last offensive possession. Fugate falling after the run he made inbounds, not running out of bounds. Saw the same there with McIntyre. Had a big hold to be able to run, and he just fell straight down.
Smith is going to hand it off to McIntyre. He's going to counter to the left side. He's going to run it in almost untouched. Did they maybe take my advice there on the Blue Jays defense?
I think if you're Blanchard, you're comfortable kind of hanging your hat on the defense. I don't think there's enough time to come back with 2 scores. But
that's a Yarbrough and Sons touchdown by McIntyre off the kind of bounce to the left side, run up the middle. So 33-24 waiting the PAT from Alex Price in the special teams unit. 1:24 left to go in the game. Alex Price's kick is going to be basically tipped right at the point of kick. It's going to be an unsuccessful try. That rings up the score 33-24. 1:24 left to go.
We'll take a minute break, and we'll be right back with the final possession for Guthrie. You are watching Blanchard Lions football.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
So you want to create your future, discover a path worth traveling down, find a career to get excited about. For decades, Career Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to
Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex here. Blanchard America, your site. We are in a fourth quarter battle. May have been decided already. Fourth quarter sponsor for us, the Dental Garage. 1:24 left. Blanchard 33-24 lead, and they're going to get the ball back on a by design offsides kick.
I think we can,
offsides kick. Excuse me, onside kick.
Yeah, I think now we can write it in pen on that. That was kind of.
We wrote it in pen before. We can actually go to the Stone Age now and chisel that bad boy in. I think this is going to be a Blanchard victory. And, you know, Carson, you've been with me for a lot of that playoff run that was last year. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the Wagner game was a great win just because of the stakes. Wagner, another powerhouse in 4A. But as far as non-district, you can even include conference games in that. Tuttle, obviously, always a good win when you can get it, but Guthrie, as far as non-district wins go, has to be a while since Blanchard's had a really good non-district win, especially in a class above for Piedmont. Trying to remember just off the top of my head, Shawnee, Noble, Piedmont were really the last 2 years. I can't remember years prior, but
yeah. If you get handoff, he's going to do a good job of trying to stay in bounds.
May have to do some research on that, but a great win against a Guthrie team that always usually contends at the top of 5A.
And I will say this Guthrie squad, if for some, it might be, last year they had a really, really good squad. I think they graduated off a couple of key playmakers. Last year they went down the wire, too, with a extremely talented Carl Albert bunch last year that ultimately won the 5A, had multiple OU commits on that Carl Albert roster.
Todd just texted and said, do they play better when I'm not there? It's a point of contention. We've talked about it. No, glad to hear that Todd's listening in or watching somewhere in Kearney, Nebraska.
So Fugit's going to get some open field yet again on the runoff or handoff here, excuse me. Play clock is finally under 40 seconds. Lions are going to let it run out, call it a game for another Friday night.
Carson, I know it was your first time back for this year. It won't be the last time we hear from you. Always appreciate you being a part of this awesome team that we've constructed. But obviously, Lions win 33-24. Perfect in their non-district set of 3. Next week, they will be traveling to Hera for their first district game. But as far as this game goes, what did the Lions do in that second half after a little bit of a sputtering offense for the most part in that second half? What did the Lions change to come out with this victory against a really good Guthrie squad?
I don't know if they really changed that much as far as their identity has been, even as far back as last year and into this year, has just been that defense. A lot of those guys that were key anchors in last year's group is still around for it, so they've had a lot of challenges. This squad now too. We had it last week, with Newcastle, where you had it going down the wire, and it had a lot of you got to stay with it, you got to stay engaged, you got to stay committed. It's going to come down the wire. You're going to be tested mentally and physically. So, I think I wouldn't say anything really changed. They stayed true to what their identity was, leaned on that. That's been their strong point. So, the thing with these non-district schedules, which is good with it, is thankfully with the team of the caliber of Guthrie, you're getting to see a lot of challenges early on. You're getting to see stuff that you might not get to if you hadn't, right? As far as how our guys are going to respond when we're down,
and for the large part,
when things aren't going our way.
And for the large part, these games don't matter, and that's why you're scheduling these 5A teams, Noble and Guthrie, Newcastle now. That's kind of crazy still to say to me. But this is exactly what it's for, right? There's going to be a large portion of your regular season schedule where you're not facing teams on a Guthrie level. So it's always good to schedule these teams that are going to be perennial powerhouses and make deep runs in the playoffs in classes that you're not a part of, because it only gets you prepared for what is, both for teams like Hera that you need to go win that game by a convincing amount, and get you ready for a game like Tuttle that is going to come down to the wire like it usually does. So that was our game. It was a joyous occasion, not only because Blanchard got the win, but because it was a homecoming week in Blanchard. It's also the Squirtle game of the week. We had a lot of fresh faces around, a lot of a good showing as well for the crowd. But let's get into not only we tease some of it in the halftime scoreboard update, but let's get a First United Bank and Mortgage post-game score update. Let's start in 4A. I can start there, and we can maybe do some 6A. But for 4A, the score that happened here, 33-24, Blanchard beats Guthrie. Grove and Sapulpa, that was an interesting one. Grove ends up beating Sapulpa 16-6. Grove with a pretty interesting squad this year, supposedly pretty good up there in the Tulsa area. Salisaw, a team that Blanchard faced last year in the playoffs, goes and beats Eufaula 27-7. Eufaula, the Ironheads, one of my favorite mascots in high school. Claremore beats Hilldale 30-0. Chandler The JV, that is, plays Clinton tonight. They lost 20. Oh, they changed it.
I think they corrected
They
it.
changed it. Okay,
I
I was
so
like, why
confused on
is
that. I'm like,
Clinton
surely-
playing Chandler JV? So Clinton goes out and beats Chandler 21-0. Wagner pulls away from Bristow in the second half, wins 41-7. Kingfisher beats Birch Creek 35-6. Seminole beats Hera, the team that Blanchard will face next week, 16-6. Pauls Valley ends up is ahead against Weatherford in the fourth, 19-6. And Sulphur ends up walloping Cache 62-7. Not a lot of great matchups, I guess. Not a lot of good close scores this week.
Probably
outside
got a
of that,
couple of buys
Yeah.
with a lot of the week 0 games.
not
that
a lot of
teams
some
play
familiar
now.
faces. Obviously, the Grove Sepulpa game, 16-6. That's interesting. I believe Grove is the 4A team in that, not Sepulpa. I think Sepulpa's 5.
Grove was 4A, got bumped to 5A, and then they got bumped down to 4A.
Salisaw obviously is going to be a contender. But yeah, the Newcastle score in the fourth ended up being 56-14 Elgin. So Elgin looking to be a deep playoff contender in that 5A rank. Carson, you want to toss it over for some 6A scores, if you will?
Yeah, it was kind of like it kind of seemed almost
It's a little bare.
slim pickings on
Yeah, but
6A side. You had a little bit teams playing
right
crossing that division line there. So Norman handles Piedmont 41-14 final score. The Putnam City North Panthers, home of Radosevich.
That's right.
Southmore Sabercats 43-21.
Gearing up for a big matchup in Norman tomorrow night.
Carl Albert with a very convincing kind of statement win, 30-0 over Stillwater. Stillwater was kind of getting a little bit of some looks there in 6A. Carl Albert 5A handles their business on their side. So Bixby bouncing back from last week's loss to the Owasso Rams. They win 48-13 over the Choctaw Yellow Jackets. Northwest Classen beats down Western Heights 40-6. Lawton Mac Highlanders, they're going to have a comfortable win here with 40-0 over the Ponca City Wildcats. And then Collinsville and Bartlesville, 37-23 going into the fourth quarter.
Love that.
Let's see, 6A1 if there's anything.
The choice matchups that were.
Norman North and Moore, if that game's still going on, if you got any varsity interest in it, you might check that out. 33-28 in the fourth quarter. Moore Lions leading that. Mustang and Westmore, another close battle there according to the score. I see 30-23 third quarter there, and that'll do it for the 6A.
That was your First United Bank and Mortgage post-game scoreboard update. We give you those scores from around the state halftime and post-game. But just before we get out of here, just want to thank all the sponsors for tonight. Blanchard Eye Care was our game sponsor. They've been with us for a long time. We really appreciate their continued support. It ended up being a big fourth quarter for the Dental Garage. They were our fourth quarter sponsor. But big shout out to First United Bank and Mortgage, Quick Wrench, RV Oasis, Keeler Custom Homes, the LB Realty Group, Brightway Insurance, the Wolf Family, Coops Performance Gym, the Blanchard Animal Hospital, Tanner Jones, Edward Foster, Craig and Strait Orthodontics, Keeler Custom Homes, and again, the Dental Garage for all being with us all season long, including the playoffs. It was a fun one tonight as Blanchard goes out and beats Guthrie 33-24 on homecoming week. That ends the non-district schedule for Blanchard. They will be facing Hera at Hera next week at 7. Carson made his first appearance tonight, but not for the first time ever. First time this season. We appreciate you, Carson, for everything that you do for us, being pretty much the best fill-in guy there is around the state. Obviously, big shout-out to the great Nate for hustling his way over after the homecoming festivities. He was in a suit, and now he is in his work gear and just putting on a great show for us. Ashley Robertson as well.
Suit.
Yeah, that's right. Ashley Robertson as well. Big shout out to her for being the brains behind this operation. And shout out to Addison Scott back in the 104.5 studios doing all the production work for us back there. And I'll give a shout out to, once more, Jerry Ramsey and Sean Thurman for coming down to our neck of the woods for once for the game of the week. We always enjoy seeing our compatriots who are traveling all over the Mid-Del schools to do their games on Fridays as well. But as for myself, Drake Vitito, Carson Craig alongside, we bid thee adieu. We will see this Blanchard football team next week against Hera. You have been listening and watching Blanchard Lions football.